$9.99. Guaranteed or your money back. Hypnosis Saturday, January 2nd.
All right, we got the usual slowdowns in the usual places on the interstates, but everything is moving. Couple of crashes. Got one on Charlotte Avenue near I-40. Another one in Madison. It's on Old Hickory Boulevard westbound right there at I-65. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. Welcome in. Once again, it's the Matt Murphy Radio Show underway for another day. It is 6 minutes past 3 o'clock, and I'm pleased you decided to spend a little bit of your afternoon with us. I hope your afternoon's going well. Some nasty weather coming into our forecast here in the next few hours over the next, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. So I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to find some people that do know, and we'll find out together exactly when the weather is coming in and what we can expect of it. But just be, as they say, weather aware later on this evening in and around Middle Tennessee. You can listen right here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. If a twister twists up, God forbid, and I don't think we're calling for any of that, but if that happens, we'll be here for you. Or if the power goes out en masse, we'll be here for you on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We're here for you right now until 7 o'clock. Pleased to be so. This is the Matt Murphy Show, as mentioned by me. My name is Matt Murphy, conveniently enough. I am joined by really a couple of guys that stir the drink. I mean, you wouldn't come for just me, but when Ken Weaver is on the radio, people gather round. They sit down on their buckets, on their lunch pails, and they listen with rapt attention as the man delivers headlines twice an hour. And when it breaks, hey, Ken, how are you?
How about you boys?
What's going on, Weaver?
Writing up news and waiting to go home.
Yeah, when's the nasty weather coming in?
We don't have any nasty weather coming in today, Brother Murphy.
Okay, so is it – wait a minute.
That has changed.
Oh, see, that's why I said – see, I started the show by saying, hey, nasty weather, but then I said I don't really know. Yeah. And I was waiting on Ken Weaver to tell me. So we're good?
Yeah, we're just going to have some rain.
Okay, well, that's good news.
Now, our neighbors down in Mississippi and Alabama, it might be a different story for them. I know that my home state of Oklahoma got socked last night. Tornadoes there in central and southern Oklahoma. And it's part of this system coming in, but it has weakened substantially for us.
Well, that's we wish those that are in the line of fire the best,
yes,
and
sir.
That's good news for us in Middle Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
A little rain don't hurt anything.
No,
not
sir.
at all. And we appreciate unto each life some rain must fall. And if you want to have the sunshine and the flowers, you got to have a little rain.
That's right.
Every once in a while. And that's the positive news from the Matt Murphy Show. Now to the negative. Speaking of negative, here's Jackson Williams. Hey, Jackson, what's going on?
So, Ken, you said this rain was going real far south.
Yes, sir.
So it sounds like it's going to hit Matt's house in Venezuela.
My house is not in Venezuela.
Close enough.
Well, it's just going south of us, Brother Jackson.
Well, my house is south of us. I would say that.
Matt, you better go check on that new house.
I think my house might technically be in a different radio market, honestly. I mean, I don't want to give any ammunition for young Williams to use against me, but I don't know. Somebody said yesterday on the super text line that I was technically closer to Alabama than I am to Nashville, and that is true. That is technically true. It's close. It's close.
That's one thing I forget about Tennessee. Tennessee's a long, skinny state.
Oh, yeah. Real skinny, real narrow.
I mean, a couple of years ago, my wife and I and my son, we had a little trip down to Huntsville. Went down to Huntsville, got a hotel room, went to the big NASA Center, had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like stressing about the drive back to Murfreesboro, thinking, this is going to be a long drive.
What was it, 30 minutes?
It was like 2 hours.
Not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
I worked with a guy who drove here from Huntsville every day.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe Hunk.
Yeah, Hunk.
Yeah, I know Hunk. Yeah. Hunk drove back and forth. Now, that's
commitment.
Yeah, that's a commitment.
That's
I think his wife worked in Huntsville, and he had a house over there, and he kind of liked the house or whatever. But
He had just bought a house.
yeah.
I like Huntsville. That's a nice little place.
Apparently he did too.
Tennessee is it's long. It's not very girthy.
No, it's not girthy, but it's real long. It spans 3 states.
So here's my favorite random statistic about the state of Tennessee, Ken, and I've used it in the past.
All right.
Did you know that it is further from Memphis to Johnson City than it is from Johnson City to Canada? That is a fact.
Really?
It is further from Memphis to Johnson City than it is from Johnson City to Canada.
Well, I'll be.
I mean, you can look it up. Don't trust me. I'll lie to you every once in a while. But that is a fact. And I love it. That just demonstrates how long. What do we got? 8 states around us, I think. We border 8 separate states, which is the most, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of states around us.
Let's see if I can name them. So you got Alabama, and you got Georgia.
Yes, sir.
And you got North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
And you got Kentucky.
Yeah.
And you got and you got Mississippi.
Got Virginia.
And you got, do we hit Virginia? Yeah, we got Virginia. And then
Arkansas.
And then Arkansas. I think that's the 8.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's a whole bunch of people.
That's a lot of stuff. A lot of folks. So, yeah. We're narrow. We're narrow, but we're long, and we love it.
Narrow.
Narrow little state. Lots to get into today. We'll have some fun with nincompoops in the news a little bit later on, as we are wont to do. Ken Weaver's got headlines all day long, and Jackson Williams thrills us with his pithy comments.
Brother Jackson.
What's up?
I want to know the sports report from Brother Jackson.
Do we need a sports report from Jackson Williams right off the bat? I mean, it's Friday.
What's the Titans coaching situation?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
looking like?
you know what, Ken? I think that's a great idea. Not a good idea. That's a great idea. It's a Friday. We're getting into this new video. There's a new video out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, that I'm going to share with you. We have edited the video, and I've got it up and running. And as soon as I get my share screen going, Jackson, we're going to share that video with you. Portland, Oregon news coming out. Columbia water vote happened last night as expected. The stupid city council voted in favor of this thing. I think the state will put a pause on it. More on that coming up. But right now, I think, Friday, obviously, at 4:05 this afternoon. Very excited about that. Did you hear the news about Tim Burchett, Ken?
No, what?
Oh, this is big news. This is big news for brother Tim Burchett.
Is he okay?
He's fine.
Good.
He's better than okay.
Good.
He is the new chairman of the Doge Committee in the United States House of Representatives.
Really?
How about that? And we will talk to Congressman Tim Burchett about that at 5:05 this afternoon.
It's always good visiting with Congressman Burchett.
What's your over/under on dadgummits? We got to get
5.
Today's a happy occasion. I'm going to go. We're going to set the line at 3.5.
You're setting the line at 3.5?
Take your over/under, boys.
I'm going over. I got all of it over.
I do too. I'm over 3.5.
All right, let me tell you.
It depends on how long we talk to him.
Hey, what are we betting, Jackson? Because I'm going to go ahead and text him.
Oh, you can't.
I can't do that? Okay. Oh, well, you didn't say that. Can't do that. I'll tell you what. You ready?
Yeah, I got to find the little audio thing.
Yeah,
first.
let's go ahead and do it. 13 minutes after the hour, might as well. It's a First Amendment Freestyle Friday. It's time for an Action Jackson Sports Minute on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Jackson.
What's going on? The Titans have added to their head coaching list people they have requested to interview. Now, these are, this is the updated list. Would you like to hear it?
My God, you sound like the front office of the Titans organization right now. What? What? Huh?
Well, I pulled up a list and there's a name I know that's missing, so that concerns me.
Harbaugh who?
He will not be we talked to somebody earlier today. I don't think we learned of Jim Harbaugh's demands today.
John
Harbaugh.
Yeah, sure.
He would like $20 million per season.
What?
He would like full roster control and he would like to pick who the GM is.
Damn, this sounds like my contract negotiation when I came to Super Talk.
So he is not. I am comfortable saying at 3:14 on January the 9th, John Harbaugh will not be the next head coach of the Titans. I don't even think they interview him with those kind of demands.
20. What? So he's demanding GM control?
Yeah, he wants full in terms of the football operation. He wants full. He also wants $10 million for his coaching staff.
So I happened to be in the room, Ken, when this information dropped, and it's from a reliable source.
And I said a really loud swear word.
Jackson did say a curse, and I was like, Y2J, come on, buddy. And then afterwards, it was mentioned, I still carry an allegiance to the Atlanta Falcons. It pales in comparison to my love of the Tennessee Titans now.
And the Tennessee Vols.
No. I said on day one, Jackson.
There ain't no love there.
I was like, I will always be a Georgia Bulldog. I'll always be an Atlanta Brave. I've never watched hockey, so I'm ready to be a Preds fan, and now I am. And as far as football goes, to hell with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm a Titans man. And I said that in the first year that I was here when the Titans were in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were good. And I already told Ken Weaver you were singing Rocky Top on December 30th, so it's okay.
I did not sing
Yes,
Rocky
you
Top.
did.
I do not remember that. Do you have video evidence of
I
that?
don't. I should have taken a video.
I will deny it till my dying day. If that happened, Ken, I'm not saying that happened. You remember that book that O.J. wrote, If I Did It?
Yeah.
This is my If I Did It moment. If I did it, Ken, I'm not saying I did it and I did not do it, but if I did it, I was under the influence of a large amount of alcohol and maybe gummies.
A gummy.
I might have had a gummy on me.
One of those big old goomies.
Big old gummy. I was licking that gummy.
Gotta watch out for them gummies. They'll get you.
Good old Rocky Slop.
Are you ready to hear the Titans head coaching interview request?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Matt Nagy, the Chiefs offensive coordinator. Lou Anarumo, the Colts defensive coordinator. Kevin Stefanski, the former Browns head coach. Vance Joseph, Broncos defensive coordinator. Packers DC Jeff Hafley. Robert Saleh, he's 49ers defensive coordinator. Arthur Smith, former Titans offensive coordinator who is now the Steelers offensive coordinator after being the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Cliff Kingsbury, former Arizona head coach turned Commanders offensive coordinator. Jesse Minter, the Chargers defensive coordinator. And Chris Shula, the Rams DC.
None of that
A lot of names.
None of that feels great to me.
I think they're going to hire Matt Nagy.
You didn't say, does his name not start with an F? Because the last time I heard you say his name, it started with an F.
It did not. I did not do that.
You did too. You said, and I quote, we're going to end up hiring bleeping Matt Nagy, is what you said.
Oh, yeah, I did do that.
And I'm like, is that his name?
So
It's a weird name.
So, Brother Jackson, who's the best in this?
I like either Kevin Stefanski or Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay.
But I'm a simple man.
Kingsbury's he's a bit of an offensive wizard.
Yeah, I think him and Cam Ward would do really well together.
Yeah, because he had Kyler Murray over there.
He had Kyler Murray playing good ball, and
Yeah.
Kyler Murray has not played good ball since he
Not
left.
ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, Kingsbury was Cardinals. I'm a
And then he
little
went,
bit behind on the
you know,
conversation.
the Commanders with Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, I do
That
know.
was Cliff Kingsbury's work.
Oh, really?
Oh, well. I mean, I like that.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels, he was like a freaking video game.
He was that first year.
So I would like those two guys.
All right.
But I think it's going to be Matt Nagy. Has a relationship with GM Mike Berganzi.
As we wind down the Action Jackson Sports Minute on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, I got one more thing.
Well, go ahead.
The Vols are playing Florida on Saturday.
Woo, that's going to be a good one.
Apparently, the Bulldogs got good in basketball at
They
some
did,
point.
man. You've only
So did Vandy, apparently.
Yeah, get this, boys. Vanderbilt's men and women's basketball teams are undefeated. They are the only school in the nation where both the men's and women's basketball teams are undefeated.
Wow.
Sometimes good things happen to our enemies.
You can't help it.
It just
Can't help it. So I didn't realize that Georgia had become good in basketball. So do I have to pay attention to basketball until we start
Y'all had
losing
a
again?
top 5 pick in basketball, like one of the best players in the NBA played for Georgia.
Yeah. You know what? After years of hearing this crap, I've taken a wait-and-see approach.
He is a top 5 player in the NBA, and he played for Georgia.
I can't help myself. You know what I do? I wait until March Madness, and I'll pay attention then.
Well, Georgia's never there.
Well, I understand. Well, we were there like 3 years ago. One and
when
done.
you had
when we had the guy.
Anthony Edwards.
Was that him?
Yes.
I don't know.
He's so good at basketball.
I don't know. It's hard for me to watch basketball. Just, you know what? Just put 75 points on the scoreboard and put 2 minutes on the clock and let's go. Give both teams 75 points, put 2 minutes on the clock, and let's finish this up. All right. Anything to say about last night?
I do.
Great game.
Great game.
Really
great game.
You know that Malachi Toney, wide receiver for Miami?
Yeah.
He's going to look real good in two-tone blue here in a couple of years.
Okay.
Maybe orange next
It was a
year in
pretty
the
good
transfer
game.
portal.
It was such a good game that even though I didn't want to watch the game because Miami was there and Carson Beck and all of that, and Ole Miss beat Georgia, so whatever, I ended up watching the fourth quarter, and what a great fourth quarter it was. 2660 says, can y'all chit-chat on your break?
We don't get breaks.
We're actually late for one.
Yeah, we are.
You want to chit-chat?
Yeah, let's go ahead and chit-chat. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, folks, it's Matt Murphy, and as the new year has rolled around, we're now in the midst of weight loss season, right? I mean, obviously, during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday, you don't think a lot about losing the weight, but when January rolls around, a lot of us have resolutions that we want to get back to our good fighting weight. Well, have you had trouble with that stubborn belly fat, maybe love handles, your neck, or wherever it might be? Might I recommend Contours LLC? I tried this over the fall, and it works. The red light technology is the perfect solution to get rid of stubborn fat that keeps you from looking your best. Friends, think about this. They're running a special right now called The Murph. Ask Keith or Stephanie about it. They have the Belly Buster special, which gets you in with your first treatment for $99. And friends, it works. I know that it works because I've done it myself, and I lost 2.67 inches in my first treatment. That's right, 2.67 inches. Just contact me and ask me about it, and I'll tell you exactly how it goes. Safe, painless, effective, cost-effective as well. And friends, the technology is available for you to lose the weight that you've always wanted to get off. Call Keith and the team today at Contours, 615-236-9960, 236-9960, or online, ContoursLLC.com, ContoursLLC.com. What do you have to lose but inches? Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Eurofix. Eurofix has, for the last 26 years, done the greatest job in Middle Tennessee on your European automobile. Aaron Stokes started his company 26 years ago, and now they've grown to 5 separate locations at Eurofix. Friends, European auto repair doesn't have to feel like European auto repair, and you don't have to feel like you're in a greasy garage when you go. Waiting rooms are clean, comfortable, inviting, spotless service areas because they believe in taking care of every aspect of your visit to Eurofix, from how you're treated to how your automobile is treated, and that's number one. Every repair comes with a rock-solid 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all repairs they perform, and they do so at below dealer pricing. You don't have to put up with dealer prices or get ghosted waiting on a callback. Eurofix. Call 844-EUROFIX. That's 844-EUROFIX, or visit a location in Nashville, Franklin, Belmead, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet. 844-EUROFIX, or online at myeurofix.com.
Fatal river crash in Middle Tennessee and newly obtained video of the deadly ice shooting in Minneapolis coming up at 3:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is the Matt Murphy Radio Show, and Ken Weaver mentioned this new video, and I'm going to go ahead and scoop Ken on this. I know he'll be talking about it at 3:30, but we have the video up and running, and we're about to play it for you on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Jackson Williams has been kind enough to eliminate some of the cursing that happens in the video, but I just want to set this up for you. Now, before we do that, and this might take a second, and I'm welcoming your telephone calls. It's a First Amendment Freestyle Friday. It's episode 954 of our gatherings on Super Talk. Thank you for being here on this Friday, January 9. You can find us on TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, any of your apps. We're there. We've got our own on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. And then, of course, Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. YouTube chat already up and running. Those are crazy folks over there. You can find a lot of fun in that regard. So if you are watching this, it'll make a little more sense. If you're listening, it'll make a little less sense, but I'll walk through it with you. But I have a question I want you to ponder. And if you're thinking about picking up the phone and calling me, think about an answer to this question. Is it possible you'll ever get shot by the cops? Is it possible you'll ever get shot by the cops? I will put the possibility of Matt Murphy getting shot by the cops at 0.01%. And what I mean is, maybe there's an off chance that a police officer goes out of his mind or her mind and decides to randomly shoot people, and I might be caught up in that. But I will never be shot by the police based on actions by me. Ever. Will you? Why do you think it is that so many media outlets, leftist media outlets, rushed to find a way to defend this woman, Renee Good? Why do you think it is that so many media outlets misreported her presence in Minneapolis several days ago? Why do you think they misreported the nature of her interaction with the police several days ago? We now are learning the truth. And we're going to talk about that. Yesterday, I started the show by asking the question, why is it that we allow leftist politicians to continue to convince, sadly, lesser intelligent individuals that it's permissible to interfere with legal law enforcement operations to the point that they're putting themselves in harm's way and they are endangering themselves, and in this case, in a deadly fashion? Well, today I'll ask you, what is the possibility of you getting shot by police? Liberals would suggest that it's great, that it's high, that you're going to be shot by the cops, next Tuesday if you don't watch out. They're coming for you. They're gunning for you. And it's a load of garbage. Of course it is. But if you believe these leftist networks, hashtag Never CNN and the like, they would have you believe that the police are just itching to kill somebody. And that's a load of trash, too. So here we go with this latest video. If you're watching on television, you can watch it. If you're listening on the radio, we got the audio for you as well. It is a body cam video dispelling some of the narratives that were immediately created in the aftermath of this unfortunate police shooting. And now we are beginning to learn that this woman was not an innocent bystander. She was not just caught in the fray. She was not just caught in the moment, that she was an activist that had been trained by an activist organization to do exactly what she was doing. And her wife was involved in all of it. Watch and listen. Hold on. Take off mute, Murphy. It might help. Let's see. Take it off the mute, and here we go.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
That's the wife.
That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car.
She's back in the car. She's going for it.
Oh!
All right, you see a couple of things. You notice a couple of things in this video. We're going to break it down for you in just a moment. That is an initial viewing. Ken Weaver's got the newscast coming up right now. Your telephone calls as well, 615-737-9986. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Right now in Middle Tennessee, Montgomery County deputies working to learn what led to a fatal river crash. A tugboat spotted a vehicle in the Cumberland River this morning. Dive teams then later discovered a van with a woman and her dog inside, both deceased. No foul play has been confirmed, but the investigation's ongoing. A newly obtained video that you just watched on our social media shows the perspective of the ICE officer who fired his weapon at a Minneapolis woman this week. 37-year-old Renee Good, who had positioned her car in the middle of a roadway, blocking ICE agents' vehicles, was killed. The video shows the ICE officer walking around the red Honda Pilot, recording as Renee Good's wife records him and is taunting him, and Renee Good is ignoring orders.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Other agents shout at Good to get out of her SUV. She puts the car in reverse. As the officer crosses in front of the vehicle, she can be seen turning the steering wheel to the right as she accelerates. The officer, still with phone in hand, fires his weapon with the other.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Whoa!
White House officials linking to the video, arguing it shows the officer feared for his life. Here in Tennessee, one lawmaker wants to restrict ICE operations. House Bill 1482, introduced by Memphis Democrat Gabby Salinas, would require advance notice and ban staging areas on public property. Supporters say it protects families from fear and disruption. Analysts predict it's going down in flames. And more U.S. military actions against Venezuelan oil tankers in the Caribbean.
This is now the fifth vessel that the United States has taken over, and with this is the third in 3 days, which indicates that we are potentially on the verge of an uptick in these kinds of operations. What we have heard from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is that the United States is poised to do these kinds of operations anywhere in the world, and as we saw over in the last 2 days, that includes in the very North Atlantic, where that one Russian-flagged vessel was taken over by the United States in a joint U.S. military mission with the Coast Guard.
Yeah, this was the Olena tanker, the motor transport vessel, which is also under sanction. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, that stop-and-go traffic is really building now. If you're eastbound 24, just past 440, I mean, you're coming to complete stops before being able to move forward. Same goes for northbound North Loop up to the northern split. Got a crash on Bell Road at Eagleview Boulevard. That involves injury. And police still working that wreck in Madison, Old Hickory Boulevard westbound near I-65. I'm Ken Weaver.
A couple of things that separates Alpha and Omega from other IT companies, other companies that deal with computer consultation and help develop, create, and manage your IT services. Number one, you get a real person on the phone every time you call. They never rely on chatbots or AI, and obviously they're not going to rely on anyone out of state or out of the country. You'll get someone from right here in Middle Tennessee. Number two, they deliver customized solutions which are grounded in industry best practices. This ensures a positive outcome every single time. Number three, they're going to assist you in every aspect of cybersecurity and preventing and solving any sort of ransomware issue that might be popping up. You know, there are 14 successful ransomware attacks happening every day to businesses just like yours. You don't hear about them because these are small and medium-sized businesses. Alpha and Omega can help you avoid being one of the 14. They can manage all of your IT services, from printers to internet to email, servers, you name it. They do it when it comes to IT at Alpha and Omega. Call 615-784-0096, 784-0096, or online at ANO.net. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Susan is listening. Obviously on one of our online platforms, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, maybe our app, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. And Susan has written in, I'm in the parking lot about 15 minutes from the launch site, T-minus 6 minutes until launch. And I had no idea what Susan was talking about. Now, Ken, did you mention some sort of launch during your newscast?
No.
Okay. All right. So good. I would have felt bad if I'd have
Are we
missed it.
going to space?
Apparently, SpaceX is about to launch in 3 minutes. And Susan is waiting for that launch in Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Well, I'll be.
While listening to the Matt Murphy Show, listening to us three knuckleheads. I mean, what are we doing with our lives? I mean, I feel weird that, we're just sitting around here yapping, and they're about to launch into space. Now, I don't think there's any people on this SpaceX flight. I don't think. I don't know.
Well, I got to look this up.
Well, SpaceX is about to, SpaceX is launching like every week now.
Pretty much.
I mean,
What are they doing?
Sending up supplies.
Supplies to the space station, satellites into orbit, Apparently whatever they want to. Have y'all seen this autonomous robot that Elon Musk has?
Mm-mm.
This Optimus or Optimum or whatever it's called?
Too Terminator
scary.
for me.
Yeah, it is very Terminator-like. But it work. The claim is that it works independent of any exterior communication with any human being. In other words,
It's sentient.
It acts on its own. Now it acts according to its programming.
Oh,
But I learned. You and I saw this movie, man.
This is how we get overthrown.
Yeah, this is how it happens. You create them, and then they get an army of them, and then one of them figures out that he can do what the hell he wants to do, and he tells everybody else, and then we're at war with the robot.
And they'll win.
And they'll probably win. Because
they don't feel pain.
And look at us. Look at us. We're not ready.
No.
We're not ready to fight robots. I'm not John Connor.
And if Elon built the Cybertruck the way he did, you got to think that robot's pretty
Robust.
tough.
I would think so.
You boys want to listen to this launch?
Yeah, let's do it.
In 19 seconds.
Ooh.
I think there's some audio with this. It's off the SpaceX.
Oh, let's go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Susan, this is for you.
10, 9, 8,
You might
7,
boost me, Jackson.
6,
Mm-hmm.
5,
Get him up there.
4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. Go SpaceX, go Starlink.
All
There
right.
she goes.
There she goes. That's what it sounds like. There you go.
Well, what do you know about that?
Happens every week or so.
Looks
apparently.
like
Don't go for throttle up. I learned that in 1986. Don't go for throttle up.
so it's a Starlink. The Falcon 9 is deploying a batch of Starlink internet satellites.
Heck yeah.
Going to be in low Earth orbit.
Have y'all seen one of those graphics that shows the amount of space junk that we have created since 19? Hey, fact check me here, Jackson. Let's see how good my memory is. I think Sputnik was 1957. That's what I'm going to go with. Sputnik, the original, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Go ahead, brother.
That lady's scaring me. She sounds
And this
Good
thing.
job.
57.
Yeah, October 4th, 1957 at 7:28 p.m.
Sputnik, it was a ball a little bit bigger than a basketball, like a medicine ball. That's all it was. 1957. There's a graphic that's running around online that shows space junk, man-made space items from 1960 or 1957 till today, and the explosion. It makes you feel bad because there's a lot of crap up there in the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of crap orbiting the Earth. And most of it we don't even use anymore. It's just
They
up
put
there
a
floating
dog
around.
in the second one?
Don't do this.
Are you kidding me?
Don't do this.
They did not.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
and it
they,
died.
they knew it was going to die.
Oh, man.
They-
you cannot put a dog in something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it died pretty quickly.
By design. They claimed,
Oh, man.
I haven't thought about the story in a long time because it makes me want to puke every time I think about it. But they sent a dog into orbit. We sent a chimp, but we brought him back. Yes, ma'am. Ooh.
Dude, this thing
Freaking
is
out.
already in space.
Is it
and
now?
It's been 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
Oh, yeah. That lady talking in the background scared me. Freaking me out. The second one, they put up a dog. The dog's name was, it's something in Russian. And they tried to pretend that he was a hero or whatever. And
Latka.
Latka?
Latka.
Yeah, sure. They claimed that the design was that they would cut off his oxygen and he would go to sleep. they did not design any ability to get him back. They just wanted to see if he could survive in space.
Oh, man.
And they claimed that they designed it where they would put some sort of like spray into his cockpit and it would put him to sleep. But then it turned out that was a lie. They didn't do that. They just let him die.
Goodness. Put a rabbit in it or something.
Just
Or
gross.
a woodpecker.
Yeah.
Yeah. A woodpecker.
Touche.
Yeah, just put a woodpecker up there in a brick. Hey, you can do this the easy
Weaver.
Do this the easy way, the hard way. Woody.
Ken, you missed a good chance of being Neil Armstrong. They just would have picked woodpecker over dog. It would have been all you, bud.
6146 says, we used to have a monkey in NASCAR. Y'all, you don't even know what you've started there. I know all about Jocko Flocko.
Jocko Flocko.
Yeah, Jocko Flock. The greatest part of that story was it was a car owner, and Tim Flock was the guy's name. He had already won a Grand National Championship in the 1950s, and his car owner bought a monkey and decided that as a promotional thing, he wanted the monkey to ride around with Tim Flock in the car while they raced. And so he gave the monkey a seat, and he gave the monkey a helmet, and he gave the monkey a little monkey suit, and he put the monkey in a NASCAR race and did not ask permission. Well, obviously, this is illegal, and it was against the rules of quote-unquote NASCAR. I don't know that they called it NASCAR at the time, but so Big Bill France was in charge of NASCAR, right? And Jocko Flocko was tooling around with Tim Flock, and at the end of the race, the other race car drivers and the other crews, they wanted this guy disqualified. You need to get rid of him. He's not allowed to have monkeys at the race. And Big Bill France, the owner of NASCAR, goes down and he sees the crowd around Tim Flock's car, and he sees how excited all of the fans are that there was a monkey in the car. And you know what he said to his officials? I don't see a monkey. And they're like, well, sir, it's right there. Boy, I don't see a monkey. And he just let it go. And so the monkey rode with Tim Flock for like 3 or 4 races. And what stopped it, this is true, kid. This is a true story. They were riding in sanctioned NASCAR races. They had a monkey riding shotgun with this dude. And at the time, the way that they checked tire wear was they had a little string pull or a little rope pull.
Yeah.
And you could pull a little plate in the floorboard of the car, and you could see the tire through the floorboard of the car so you could see if the tires were wearing. And so the monkey watched Tim Flock do that. And so after watching him do it for a while, the monkey at one point pulled the rope and the thing opened and a little pebble popped up and hit the monkey in the head. The monkey was okay, but the monkey was freaked out about all of this, got himself out of his monkey, and this is while the race is going on, got himself out of his monkey suit and was jumping around the race car, freaking out.
Just squealing like a chimpanzee does.
I'm not making this story up. Tim Flock was leading the race, had to pit, threw the monkey out of his window, and went back at the racetrack and finished 3rd.
He threw the monkey out of the
He threw the monkey out of the race car. Get the monkey out of there. And that was the end of Jocko Flocko.
I wish I could have seen that. Him just.
Now, Jay, I don't think Jay's listening right now. He's coming up at 4:05. Oh, my goodness. That guy.
Everything's going good so far, boys.
That's good.
Ain't no monkey on this.
There must not be any monkey. Is there anybody on the flight?
I don't think so.
I don't guess so. It's just automatic.
I think they're just going to release some satellites.
Yeah. Oh, good for them. Good for SpaceX. And Susan, thank you for letting us know. Susan sent me video.
Dang, boy, she's on it.
Oh, she is on top of it. Oh, let me watch this. Oh, she sent me like a minute worth of video of this thing. Oh, yeah, you can see it going up. Oh, it's clear as day. Oh, yeah, clear as day. It's like a big old fireball going up there. That's cool. Thank you, Susan, for the video. Anyway, to end the Jocko Flocko, I wasn't aware of this until Jay St. Clair made me aware of it. Years ago, he said, you need to look up Jocko Flocko. And I said, okay. And there you go. That's how I know about Jocko Flocko. All right, 48 after the hour. Here's what I know. All right, back to this video that we've just gotten. We now know that the narrative that was attempted to be created by the political left and their minions in the mainstream media is a total fabrication. Renee Nicole Good, the Minnesota woman who was fatally shot by an ICE officer, belonged to a Minneapolis group called ICE Watch. It is a group that actively tracks immigration enforcement operations and trained their activists to interfere with agents, including the blocking of law enforcement vehicles. Now, remember, in the hours after Renee Nicole Good was shot, we were told she was a mother, she was from that she was a poet, that she was just she was there unbeknownst to her. She didn't know what was going on. She was just trying to get out of this situation, and on it goes. Renee Nicole Good was a part of ICE Watch and was a warrior described that way by ICE Watch. ICE Watch chapters have cropped up in communities across the country in recent years. Their goal is to train activists to monitor ICE activity using purpose-built apps and alert allies who have been trained to flood a zone and an operational area and interfere with arrests being made. An Instagram account identified as MN ICE Watch instructs to report the locations and appearances of ICE agents. The account has posted photographs across Minneapolis of law enforcement agents, vehicle license plate numbers, and ICE officer faces. The account generates information from anonymous reports and submissions from local activists. On a tab entitled Education, the account promotes information about how to, quote, de-arrests individuals, end quote, who have been arrested by law enforcement by physically removing an arrestee from a law enforcement officer's grip, opening the door of a car, or pressuring law enforcement to release an arrestee. The de-arrest primer goes on to describe the benefits of blocking police vehicles. Quote, if you don't have a crowd asserting pressure, there may be some interference charges that come with blocking a police vehicle that may be more easily handed down for only one or two people blocking a police vehicle. But in many cases, these are misdemeanor offenses and catch and release. Good, whose affiliation with MN ICE Watch was first reported by the New York Post, was shot and killed this past Wednesday by an ICE officer in Minneapolis. We now have new video of that altercation. I erroneously, and I like to correct myself when I get something wrong, I erroneously described this as body cam video. It is not body cam video. He was actually, and Ken Weaver got it right in his newscast, as he always does. The officer was holding his phone at the same time while he was videoing the interaction, attempting to get it on the record. He had his weapon drawn. Y'all pretend like these officers are supposed to know who they're dealing with. Y'all pretend, I mean, you leftists out there in the audience, y'all want to pretend that the officers ought to know exactly who's in that vehicle. They have no idea who these people are. They have no idea what these people are capable of. All they know is they are interfering with a lawful operation. And one of the officers told her to stop the car and get out of the car. Let's play the video again for those in the back who need to see it again. And then we'll get to a short timeout, and we'll get Jay on here, and we'll get his legal perspective on this and other matters, and your telephone calls and your questions to our man, Jay St. Clair, coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. This is newly released video camera footage from a cell phone of the officer who fired the shots, who was in front. So she turns her vehicle in reverse, backs up. Her wife, quote unquote, is outside of the vehicle, has gotten out of the car, and is filming. At one point, the wife, and I guess they're legally married in Minnesota. I suppose that's the case. I don't know. She's being universally by leftist media described as the wife, and so I can go with that. That's fine. But this woman, this agitator, is out of the vehicle, and she's goading the ICE officers and telling them that they need to go get lunch, and, oh, we don't change our license plates, and all of these sorts of things, all the while videoing the encounter. They're doing this on purpose to interfere with legal and lawful operations of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And as I said yesterday, if you don't like it, if it makes you mad, if it makes you want to spit fire, if it makes you boiling angry, there's a way to stop it. Elect people who will demolish ICE. elect Congress people across the United States of America who will disband ICE. And there. But until you do that, you need to let these law enforcement officers do their job. Here's the video. It's 41 seconds.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Oh!
And that last noise you hear is the car as it's speeding away. Her foot, obviously, she was shot in the head. And when that happens, typically what occurs is your entire body tenses and the foot goes on the accelerator, and she drove straight into another vehicle just down the road. Look, I am sorry that organizations like this one that I just described to you, ICE Watch, convinced this woman to do this. They have blood on their hands, too. More on that coming up in a moment, 55 after the hour. You're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy, and I want to talk to you guys for a moment about the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Fellas, are you not feeling yourself? Are you low energy? Do you not know why? Have you reached a certain age where you feel like, well, this is just the way it goes, Murphy? You know, my energy levels are going to be down, or worse still, have you resigned yourself that, you know, you just don't have the desire and bedroom activity that you once had? Since 2014, the Tennessee Men's Clinic, they've helped thousands of men get back to feeling like themselves. In Midtown, in Cool Springs, and now in Clarksville, no matter where you are in Middle Tennessee, expert care is close by. These are not cookie-cutter treatments. Men, this is a urology-based clinic. It is staffed with licensed professionals who specialize in men's sexual health. So whatever you might be dealing with, they're going to give you an examination for less than $100, $99. You walk in for your initial appointment. You have a medical consultation, blood work, and if advised, they can offer you a dose on your first appointment to see if we can get you out of this this pattern that you've been in and get you back to life. Let's get back in the game, men, with the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Call today at 615-208-9090, 208-9090, or online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. That's TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
On the dot, I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. A deadly river crash in Middle Tennessee under investigation. A woman and her dog found dead in a van that was pulled from the Cumberland River in Montgomery County. It was discovered near Lockbee Road South after a tugboat crew alerted authorities this morning. Dive teams recovered the van hours later. The sheriff's office asking for tips as they investigate. A newly obtained video shows the perspective of the ICE officer who fired his weapon at the Minneapolis woman this week. 37-year-old Renee Good, who had positioned her car in the middle of a road blocking ICE agents, was killed. The video shows the ICE officer walking around the red Honda Pilot, recording as Renee Good's wife records him and taunts him.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Other agents shout at Good to get out of her SUV. She puts the car in reverse as the officer crosses in front of the vehicle and can be seen turning the steering wheel to the right as she accelerates. The officer kept his phone in one hand and he fired his weapon with the other.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
White House officials linking to the video, arguing it shows the officer feared for his life. And the ICE officer who fatally shot that woman has been identified as Jonathan Ross. Here's ABC's Armando Garcia.
We know that Jonathan Ross was part of a very specialized subgroup under the umbrella of ICE, essentially called the Special Response Team. This is a very highly trained group in tactical situations, very highly trained in firearm skills. We also know that he was involved in an incident just a few months ago in June where he was dragged by a car. DHS said that he suffered serious injuries and was even, I think, received more than 30 stitches as well.
So the FBI is investigating, but state and local authorities think they should be involved. The FBI does not have to do that. This was a federal operation. Now you've got local authorities there asking anyone in the public with video to give it to them so they can do their own investigation. Here in Tennessee, a Memphis Democrat state lawmaker wants to restrict ICE operations in schools and religious properties, and her bill also would require ICE give advance notice before any enforcement. Not likely to pass. And another court hearing for Luigi Mangione today. Mangione facing stalking and murder charges for the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December of 2024. His attorneys trying to throw out the death penalty as an option. Here's ABC's Olivia Rubin.
Defense for Luigi Mangione laying out their arguments, telling a judge that really the death penalty should not be on the table here because that stalking charge that he's facing doesn't really amount to violence. So therefore, it shouldn't be enough to get the death penalty on the table.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. You're not getting anywhere fast if you're eastbound 24 right now. It's coming to a complete stop whenever you get to the eastern split and then get down to 440. It continues to be stop and go until Briley Parkway. Still got that wreck on Bell Road at Eagle View Boulevard. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the Matt Murphy Radio Show. You're invited to be a part of it, 615-737-9986. In just a moment, we'll crank up officially Friday on the program. It is a great opportunity for you to join in and ask any and all legal questions of our legal correspondent, Jay St. Clair. He comes up in just a couple of minutes on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Many of you sounding off on the Super Text line, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Jeremiah, our good friend on the Super Text line that I always invite to call. Jeremiah, I'd love to talk with you with more regularity. I know you've called on occasion. Jeremiah says, if they can kill all these people for no reason, then they can kill me or you. Isn't that what Trump said about his felonies? Well, I don't know what Donald Trump has to do, or Donald Trump's comments about felonies has to do with any of this. If they can kill all these, are you referring to the Tren de Aragua gang members in Portland, Oregon? Are you including that in your comment as well? A terrorist organization? Members of a terrorist organization? And I, of course, invited Jeremiah to call me and talk to me, and instead he said he had his phone to film him shooting someone. Yeah, I don't know. There were several of you that said that he perhaps had a holster for the phone, and he had put the phone in the holster when he decided to pull his weapon to make sure that the individual obeyed proper commands and got out of her car. The political left is getting increasingly desperate to hold on to a narrative that isn't true. I am sorry to tell you that Renee Nicole Good bought into this ICE Watch group's messaging that there was nothing that ICE could do to her. And, you know, sadly, she interfered with ICE operations to the point that they were going to stop her. They were going to detain her. The purpose, obviously, and by the way, we also heard this narrative that there were conflicting, you know, you can leave or you can go. Well, there was a clear directive at the time that she decided to back her vehicle in between two other ICE vehicles, and her significant other, partner, wife, whatever, gets out of the car and starts filming. So they're filming for activist purposes. She was a part of the ICE Watch group that actively tracked immigration enforcement operations and actively trained individuals to interfere with ICE agents, including blocking law enforcement vehicles. I'm not making any of this up. It's available, readily available. It's an Instagram account identified as MN ICE Watch, which instructs individuals to report locations and appearances of ICE agents. They also post photos across Minneapolis of law enforcement agents, vehicle license plates. They educate individuals about what to do to, quote, de-arrest individuals who have been arrested by law enforcement. Bottom line is this: if you don't like the immigration laws that are currently on the books, that have been on the books for a long time, then you need to do the hard work to elect people to change them. And that's what the American system of government is all about. I don't like a hell of a lot of the laws that we have on the books right now. I'll give you a really good example. You know, absent a couple of radical individuals that chose to do awful things to law-abiding people over the years, largely the millions and millions and millions of Americans that disagreed with Roe v. Wade. I want you to think about those people for a minute. Millions of Americans, myself included, maybe yourself included, we adamantly disagreed with Roe v. Wade, believed that allowing prospective, mothers to kill their unborn babies was murder. Political left dismissive of this concept, mainstream media dismissive of all of this. Now, I can point to you lawless individuals that were universally condemned and were prosecuted and convicted, those that survived their heinous acts. I can point to you some individuals that took the law into their own hands over the years that Roe v. Wade was the law of the land. But for the 99.9% of us that disagreed with Roe v. Wade, we recognized that it was, sadly, a Supreme Court decision that affected the laws across these 50 states. And as disgusting as we found it to be, as unconstitutional as we believed it to be, we recognized what needed to happen in order to remove it as a part of the American culture and the American fabric. And that was to have another Supreme Court overturn the erroneously decided decision and bring the issue of abortion back to the states where we always believed it rightfully belonged. And lo and behold, that happened. Dobbs v. Jackson. There were organizations that promoted protesting outside of abortion clinics. Hell, the political left passed laws to prevent us from doing that. From legally allowed protest. Eventually, the political left passed enough laws where people would be arrested outside of abortion clinics for lawfully and legally protesting, as is their right per the Constitution in the United States of America. So on one side, you have people that understand the way the system works. On the other side, these emotional individuals that just want immediate reaction, or they want immediate... They just, what do you want? You want law enforcement to ignore enforcing the law? I suppose that's what you want. TB says, Matt, you know me, I'm as conservative as they come, and I support our LEOs, but I just watched the video for the first time, and I have to say I believe the police overreacted. I can't even make out what she was doing that was so dangerous. I see the car parked partway out of the street. No, she was in the street, sir. She was in the street, but she was, so TB, let me describe this to you. There was a car in front of her and a car behind her, and she was parked in between those two cars. She had backed her car in between those two cars. She was crossway into the street. Then TB goes on and says, I see the car parked way into the street. I see another car going around her. So it didn't seem like she was effectively blocking the police from going anywhere. No, she was, if you see a long-range shot, you'll see that she was crossways in the street and there was a car behind her and a car in front of her. And there were cars going around the situation, but she had placed herself in that position intentionally to prevent law enforcement from continuing to do their jobs. And she was videoing the whole thing. That is obviously not reason to shoot anybody. The reason that the LEO fired his gun was because she lurched her car forward in a manner that he believed threatened his own life. And he has the right to do that. He has the right to protect himself and to protect others. Let me ask you this. Hypothetical. Well, it's a hypothetical based on what I believe our friends on the political left want to happen. So our leftist activist buddies, they want us to just let these people go. What happens if Renee Nicole Good tears out down the street and runs over innocent civilians? After being ordered out of her vehicle, after law enforcement determined that she had interfered with the legal operation to the point that she needed to be detained or at very least questioned. What happens if she tears out of there and somehow the guy wasn't in front of her car, he did not feel threatened, and they just let her go and she kills people? This woman and her wife chased law enforcement around the city of Minneapolis for 3 hours. For 3 hours. She was not lost. She was not trying to go get her 6-year-old. She was actively chasing ICE around Minneapolis per the instructions that she received on the activist organization website, that ICE Watch, that referred to her as a warrior in the effort to stop ICE from doing their legally obligated duty. So if my scenario played out and the police just said, okay, we're just going to let him go, and she goes and kills someone, and let's say she kills an illegal alien, the same people would be screaming, why did the police let her go? Why aren't the police doing their job? It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation with these people. I'm sorry that she believed ICE Watch. I'm sorry that she believed the likes of AOC and other activist politicians that suggest that this type of behavior is permissible. It's not permissible. All right, do we have him? All right, let's do this so that we don't have to do it and then let's go to a quick break. We've got Jay on the line. We've overcome some of our technical issues, and we've got him on Super Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. And we will speak with Jay St. Clair next. Your legal questions, bring them in here. 615-737-9986. Fry Jay is next. One of the exciting aspects of getting into a new home is getting a new water filtration system from Better Water. Think of it as a big Brita filter for your house or your office, for that matter. I've got one coming to my new home in Mount Pleasant, and I want to encourage you to do the same thing. These things are scalable from under the sink to an entire house application, which is what I plan on doing, removing sulfur, iron, bacteria, chlorine, E. coli, and everything else from your water. They offer a full range of treatment opportunities and equipment, from reverse osmosis, water softeners, specialized filters, UV lights, you name it, they do it. They're based out of Smyrna. They treat all of Middle Tennessee, including Mount Pleasant. These are the guys that treat the water at your favorite local coffee shop. They treat the water at the hospital, and they can treat yours as well. Go to betterwater.com to learn more. That's betterwater.com, or better yet, give them a call. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you. They will be treating my home, and I want them to treat yours. 615-355-6063, 355-6063, or betterwater.com.
New video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis, and I've got a lot of comments from President Trump over Greenland, Venezuela, what to do about Vladimir Putin, and Iran, coming up at 4:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, after much delay and for the first time in the new year on this January 9, it is our pleasure to welcome you to your Friday at 22 past the hour. Here's Jay St. Clair. I can hear him in the background, and if he can hear us, that's a good day. Hey, Jay.
Hey, buddy. Can you hear me?
I hear you good. I've got a question for you.
All right.
Jay, how you doing?
You know, man, if I were any better, I would be sitting on the deck at your house in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee, with a vodka martini, shaking, not stirring.
Oh, you'll get one when you come over, and you're coming over, whether you like it or not. You got to see
I'll
this
be
place.
there. That's not that far away.
I know. I mean, look, somebody said yesterday that I'm now closer to Alabama than I am to Nashville, and I think that's true.
Well, you know, I was born in Dunlop. You know where I'm from around there. And
yeah.
The truth of the matter is, Murfreesboro feels like it's as close to Alabama as to Nashville.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Yeah, it'll be fun. It's going to be a good time. Once I stop spending all this money, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. Well, you can't tell you we, man.
That's true. That's true.
Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good. You sound good. I'm glad we got I got our video component back up and running.
I told Jackson that if it didn't work this time, I am throwing this computer out the window.
He told him that.
And he said he'd come down and help me.
Well, good. Hey, Jackson's a helper. Jackson's a helper like that. Jay, I want to get him in here. I mean, and if y'all are new to the show in 2026, these are our visits with my good friend. He's my best friend in the world. Yep. Love talking with Jay, and he's one of the finest legal minds in the United States of America, nay, the world. And we're proud to have him on these Fridays, and he answers any and all of your legal questions free of charge. What's that free legal advice worth, Jay?
Exactly what you pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what you think.
615-737-9986. You can get them in on the super text line, and you can also get them in by calling us up at 615-737-9986. Jay, I steal this phrase that I learn from you all the time, but because I love it. It's an homage to you, and it is the 21st century has not turned out the way that I thought. And you taught me that phrase.
I confess that I stole that from Glenn Reynolds. You know, the instant pundit guy?
Oh, yeah. He
was a year behind me at UT, and then a year behind me at the Yale Law School, and then a year behind me clerking for Judge Merritt. And he's a clever guy, and so I stole it from him.
Well, it's a good turn of phrase, and it's certainly true when you look around and see the world around us and what is going on. But these recent events where, I don't understand people that don't understand what's going to happen to them if they engage in illegal activity. And somewhere along the way, they've been convinced by people that they trust that what they are doing is okay, and it's simply not okay.
Yeah, you're too young for this, but I remember the 60s, man. And it started really with civil rights and the fire hoses and dogs in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I remember the riots at 68, in the Chicago, the Democratic National Convention. And, this is the same thing, man. And I'm like you. I don't know. People get so overcome with emotion that they lose reason, and they just gonna take their law in their own hand. They're vigilantes. That's maybe what they would describe themselves as, is vigilantes. Well, dying ain't much of a living, boy.
That's right.
You remember that line?
I do. Outlaw Josie Whale.
Yeah.
Yeah. You a bounty hunter? Got to make a living.
Dying ain't much of a living.
It's one of the greatest lines of all time. Dying ain't much of a living, boy. Yeah, I mean, and then the question, and I understand why rational people would ask a question as to whether or not the officer needed to do what he did, but we are going to give balance and the benefit of doubt in our society to those LEOs that put their lives in harm's way on a daily basis.
Well, we now have a very clear video of exactly what happened. And she ran into him, right? I mean, there's no doubt of it. There's zero doubt about that now. He was directly in front of the vehicle. He had been telling her to get out of the vehicle. She didn't do that. Instead, she gassed it up and hit him and came right at him. And, you know, I don't know what else one does. Because in that moment, in that instant, he had to feel like she was trying to kill him. And then if he didn't stop her, she would go kill some other people.
Right.
So it's a shame. It's awful, but dying ain't much of a living.
Yeah, that's right. Dying ain't much of a living. You're right about that. Let's see. I want to get to, I think we can get to one before we have to go to the bottom of the hour news break. Sheila is first up in the new year with our Friday edition. Hey, Sheila.
That's what I want.
Uh-oh.
I'll be right.
Hey, Sheila's fired up. Sheila, you coming in hot over there.
What's going on, Sheila?
Hey, I was ready to order from the wine store, but I'm pulling away.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second.
Hey, Sheila, get me a Cabernet Sauvignon while you're there.
I will do that. So I'll try to make this fast. I own a grooming shop in Portland, Tennessee. I had a girl work for me. While she was working, very short time, opened another shop in my area, which is fine. I never said a word to her about it. Then I heard she was hiring this girl who is known for working like a year or two, fighting with the owners, trying to take over, and then she takes some of the dogs and leaves. So I heard that she's hiring her. So I sent my friend, who I thought was my friend, the girl that bought the other shop, a text message saying, hey, I don't want to cause any trouble or start drama. I just want you to know she does this and this and this. Just be careful if you want to check it out. Just check her references.
Right.
That's all I said. She showed the girl that I did that. And then I got a certified letter saying stop and whatever. Like
cease and desist.
Yes, thank you. And it said,
was it from a
within
lawyer?
5 days I want you. No, it was from her.
Yeah, okay.
She's done this a lot because she's used to drama like this.
All right.
So it said in the letter, it had a picture of my text, and it said, I am to stop doing this. I have to go on all social media or platforms and remove it, and then send a letter to that girl and copy her.
Right.
That I wasn't true what I said.
Right.
So
you're asking me what you're asking me what you should do?
Well, today's day 5, and I got another certified letter, which is an exact copy of the first one.
Right.
But I can't say. First of all, I didn't post it anywhere.
Right.
I didn't get a phone call from an employer saying, "Hey, would you hire her?" It wasn't like that, and I didn't do any of that, so I can't.
So are you asking me advice for what you should do?
Yes.
I have 2 suggestions. One is get a stamp like one of my law partners had for many, many years that is just, a stamp that says horse mess on it. But it was a little bit more graphic than that. And when he would get a letter like that from another lawyer, he would take that stamp it, horse mess, put it back in the mail and send it back to the person that sent it to. That's door number 1. Door number 2, I'm stealing from a lawyer for the Cleveland Indians. Some fan wrote the Cleveland Indians and said, it's dangerous. They're playing with paper airplanes out in the stadium and somebody's going to get their eye put out and you can get sued. You need to get a hold of this. Saying it was a lawyer. And so the Cleveland Indians lawyer wrote him a letter back and says, sir, I think you ought to know that some nitwit is out there signing your name to blankety blank letters. That's my option number 2. Option number 3 is to just ignore her. You have nothing to worry about. You've done nothing wrong.
That's what I figured.
And she wants you to engage with her, Sheila. So don't do it. Just ignore
I didn't
her.
say a word. I did. Yeah. One other fact about this. A year ago when I first bought my shop, I put on something about Nashville groomers. I was looking for a full-time groomer,
Right.
and she underneath on social media posted big red flag. She's just a doodle breeder and an investor, doesn't know what she's doing. I would not work for her. That was on social media, and I do have copies in case this goes further.
No.
Well, I'm sorry you having to deal with all that, but I'll tell you one thing I figured out to rule with in my life is that you take care of your character, Sheila. God will take care of your reputation.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's good stuff.
So you
Sheila,
don't worry about it.
Yeah. Thank you for the call, Sheila. I hope that is, that's just, horseman.
No, you can't mess with it.
You reminded me of something, and I want to get into it in a moment. And folks might not remember it, but this entire conversation reminded me of Bill Baxley. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was.
Oh, I just pulled it up while you were talking to Sheila, so I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Right now, it's time for news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. We got new video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. It's from the officer's phone. He's recording as Renee Good's wife is recording him, taunting him. Then you hear Good ignore orders to exit the vehicle, instead accelerating as the officer is just off the driver's side front bumper. This is about 11 seconds of it.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Whoa!
Those in the Trump administration linked to the video say it proves the officer acted in self-defense. But you got Minnesota and Minneapolis Democratic leaders disagree. They're now asking the public for any video they may have for their own investigation. President Trump has plans to take over Greenland and told reporters today,
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, the Danish territory pushing back.
If we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland. And we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
What about another attack in Venezuela?
I don't think it's going to be necessary to do the second wave. We were planning on a second wave. But the first wave was so powerful and so good and so strong. And frankly, the people in the country, they did the right thing. They were smart.
And the oil?
We are open for business. China can buy all the oil they want from us there or in the United States.
Then someone asked if we're going to go after Vladimir Putin.
Well, I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think we're going to have I've always had a great relationship with him. I'm very disappointed. I settled 8 wars. I thought this would be in the middle of the pack or maybe one of the easier ones.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Right now, the slowest traffic is right in between I-40 and the eastern split, that is, and a 440 if you're going eastbound on 24. That brake tapping continues past 440. It's starting to build northbound 65 to the south loop. Same goes for the north loop up to the northern split, and then westbound east loop up to the northern split. Bell Road at Eagleview Boulevard still got a wreck reported there. And in Hillsborough, 21st Avenue South, just north of Beechwood Avenue. I'm Ken Weaver.
there are still possibilities for you to continue to find new ways to get health insurance coverage with Shane Ring and Cover Nash. As a matter of fact, there's still an open enrollment possibility that can get you on board with new health coverage as of February the 1st, and you need to call Shane to find out about it. Friends, Obamacare's at it again. Premiums are going up. You should not wait or depend on the government to come with a white horse and a white hat and some sort of silver bullet plan. You need to call Shane Ring. Don't play by Washington's rules. Shane and Cover Nash can find the right program for you, cut your cost by up to 60%, allowing you to keep your doctor in your hospital, allowing you to keep your medical services that you enjoy, and skip the government red tape. If you're self-employed, uninsured, or just tired of paying too much, it's time to call Shane and Cover Nash. Give him a call at 615-465-0023, 465-0023, or online at coverdash.com. That's coverdash.com. Cover Nash, real health coverage managed by you, not by the government. Cruising into our weekend with Fry J on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's a new year, and we got Jay back up on the talk television side of things, which I'm very excited about. YouTube, Facebook. I am, man. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and you sound great. Jackson is now referring to himself as my illegitimate son because a listener said that. And
that's funny.
It is pretty funny. And he said, "Who's your favorite illegitimate child that helped get this thing back up and running?" I was like, "Well, Jackson, you are, I guess."
That's funny. That's sweet.
You brought it up.
No, a listener brought it up. Don't blame me. So, Jay, a lot of folks on the super text line, but I got James coming up for Fry Jay on the phone lines. But real quick, so Sheila's comment and question, her situation reminded me of this, and it is just fun.
Yeah.
So
Baxley was a clever guy.
Bill Baxley was the Attorney General of the state of Alabama in the 1970s, and at some point in 1976, he decided to reopen the Birmingham church bombing case, where no one had up until that point been prosecuted, if I'm not mistaken. And he wanted to reopen it. The church bombing had happened in the 1960s, in 1963, and he wanted to find the person responsible. And apparently some grand dragon of the KKK by the name of Edward Fields wrote the Attorney General of the state of Alabama a letter in 1976. And it was a long letter, and it was critical of him reopening the investigation, and it told him it was ridiculous, and it was a witch hunt, and all these. I mean, it's just all this nonsense, paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. And the Attorney General of the state of Alabama wrote Edward Fields a letter back. and it says doctor. He put doctor in quotation marks. Edward R. Fields, National States' Rights Party. It has his address, and it says, "Dear," and at the end of his letter, I should say, at the end of this guy's letter, he demanded that the Attorney General respond to him. He demanded to have a response. And so the AG of Alabama wrote, "Dear Dr. Fields, my response to your letter of February 19th, 1976 is kiss my ass. Sincerely, Bill Baxley, Attorney General, State of Alabama." I don't know why it makes me laugh, but it's so awesome.
Did it have an official seal on it?
Oh, he sent it from his letter. Oh, yeah. It's from the Office of the Attorney General, kid. My response. I mean, he wanted a response, and he got one. So I'm not saying Sheila should do that, Jay, but that's the way I feel about it. I mean, that lady.
No, that's fun. Can I ask you a question, Matt?
Yeah, Jay.
If somebody wants to watch this video, where is it? Is it on YouTube, or how do you get to it?
Yeah, it's up permanently on YouTube. If you look up Super Talk, am I right, Jackson? Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yep.
Our YouTube page.
And Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Facebook and
Rumble.
Twitter and Rumble, but YouTube is where I would tell people to go.
All right, and again, tell me what to search for.
Super Talk 997 WTN.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, James, you're up with Jay St. Clair. What's on your mind, James? Hey.
Well, I tell you, I'm not going to use any of that colorful language that you do to talk about what's bothering me. But I just wanted to ask Jay the best way to fight City Hall. And this isn't really City Hall. It's
right.
TDOT.
Yeah.
I live halfway between Arrington and Franklin, and they widened my road from 2 lanes to 5 lanes, and it's awesome. No complaints.
Right.
And all up and down the road, they filled in the old ditch from the old road.
Yeah.
Except for in front of my house and my neighbor's house. And when I talked to them, they said, well, the water guys tell us that we got to keep that ditch for flood control. And so my next response was, well, can you have some of those guys come out and talk to me?
Right.
And explain it to me? I'm reasonable.
Right.
I said, but I don't see it. I mean, it rained 2 inches last night here. The new ditch was full of water. There was no water in the old ditch. And so it just makes it so my neighbor and I have to keep mowing the ditch.
Right.
So
yeah,
what kind of a lawyer should I get to help me?
Well, I this is, I don't know that that's the way to go. Here's what I would do. You've worked with the Tennessee Department of Transportation, and I'd keep talking with them about it, but you're probably not going to get much. Here's what you got to do. You got to get in touch with your local state representative.
Right.
The politicians, politicians want to take care of voters. So what you need to do is find out who your state representative and your state senators are, and you need to get in touch with them. They have full-time people that are paid to deal with constituent complaints. And so that's what you want to do is get in touch with them, and maybe they can put a little bit of pressure on the Department of Transportation people, but you can't. I wouldn't take them to court. That's just not going to work. You got to
a waste of money.
Yep, that'd be a waste of money. And so, what you want? You want the ditch filled in front of your house, or do you want it open?
Yeah, the old ditch to be smoothed out so that I don't have to mow on an angle.
How big is it?
It's big.
Oh, okay. Well, I was about to say, I know somebody that bought a truckload of riprap this past year and on his own carried it up about 100 feet and stopped a serious erosion problem. So let me ask you solution is, let me tell you about riprap. Now I'm a world's expert in riprap, James. So that's an option.
Well, I had a guy tell me, he says, just go ahead and fill it in on your own, and they'll come out and they'll be upset and they'll fine you and you'll be okay.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That is an option. Do you know if it's on your property?
I could do it.
Is it on your property and they have an easement?
No, it's in their easement.
Well, but it's your property. They just have an easement for it. But if it's on your property, then that's an option. But I wouldn't be my first option. I would keep talking to DOT. You probably gotten done everything you can get done there. So next, I'd go to your politicians. Your
well, I
state
started with
representative,
Jack
state
Johnson.
senator.
Yeah, I started with Jack Johnson. He got them to call me, but then
well, you need to call him
lines
back.
went
You need to call him back.
Yeah, call Jack
Look,
back.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's where you need to go. And then, and then it maybe even say to him, well, look, if they're not going to do anything about it, I'm going to fill it in. Is there any problem with that? Well, I'm not sure I'd ask him that because you probably don't want to know the answer.
Yeah, right. Easier to ask forgiveness than permission, James.
I think that's right. So I would keep working with him, and then if you get to the point where you just decide that that's not going to work, I know somebody that's got a real big truck. That would probably carry about 2 yards of riprap. And I'm telling you, 2 yards of riprap go a long way. And then you just give me a call, say the word, James. I'm ready to go. And I can tell you all about moving riprap.
Hey,
well, I gotta let you guys know this is my favorite segment of the week, Fridays.
Well, thank you, James.
It's kind of tough with the nincompoops in the news. That runs a close second. But I've been listening to you guys and I've been wanting to call in. So thanks.
Well, thank you, James, and let us know how it goes for you. Let us know how it works out. If Jack doesn't give you satisfaction, give me a call. I know Jack well. We'll work something out. Now, 5900 Jay, I'm just going to throw it out there. It says, don't let Jay lie. We all know he put saddle bags on that beautiful dog.
Well, I will confess to you, I thought about it. I thought about it because as I was toting those rocks up and down, it's like 3 flights of stairs.
Oh, yeah.
She took every step I took. And I'm like, come on, Olivia, you got to do your part here.
You got to carry some rocks. Come on now, Olivia.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me get to a few of these questions that have come in on the super text line, 615-737-9986. One person wants to know, now it's loading. Here we go. How does Jay feel about life estates? My parents are setting one up where my wife and I live on my parents' land, and I'm the only heir. 2 dwellings, 1 piece of land. We're just trying to avoid probate when my parents pass.
Right. There are very good places for life estates, but it's not a one-size-fits-all thing, Matt. It's got to be very particularized. He said he's the sole beneficiary.
Yeah, only heir. Yes.
Yeah, and so he's his purpose in doing it is avoiding probate, and that is the number one reason to put everything in an estate.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there's only one heir makes that easier because then you're not going to have people fighting about it. And so if it must be a significant estate if he's thinking about taking this route. I knowing just those facts, and that's not much. We don't know what's in the estate and what he wants to do with it and so forth, and all that matters. But I think that is definitely an option worth him pursuing. He needs to get in touch with a lawyer who specializes in this kind of work, and I happen to know one. And so if he wants to do that and wants me, I'm not going to say this guy's name on the air because I don't have his permission to do that. But you can find me. I'm easy to find on the internet. And just send me an email or call me, and I will send you the name of an attorney who does this for a living. This is all he does.
Okay.
And he's a great lawyer and a great guy. And yes, I think that's something that you need to pursue.
And it's JAYST.CLAIR. If you type that in Google, Jay's the first person to pop up. So thank you, 9014, for that question. If you are replaced, this is from 4041. If you're replaced in your management position, not for poor work habits, but just regrouping, and have signed a non-compete, can you be held to that non-compete since it was not your choice to leave your position with the company?
Yeah, the fact that the leaving was involuntary doesn't control. It's a factor. Non-competes are not a one-size-fits-all thing, man, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and I would also say that non-competes generally are pretty difficult to enforce. I would have to know a whole lot more about your particular situation to say whether that's enforceable or not. But so, the only way I guess I can answer your question, well, I'm going to answer your question in the typical lawyer fashion. It depends. And the reason we say that is because sometimes in the law, it's one size fits all. Speed limit 70 miles an hour for everybody. And everybody knows that the highway patrol will give you 9 miles over. So 75, you don't get a ticket.
Right.
But 80 miles an hour, you're going to get a ticket. Everybody's going to, well, not everybody, but most everybody. But for this sort of situation, non-competes, it's very fact specific. It depends, for example, on whether you sell, whether you have a book of business that you can move with you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're at one radio station and you have a bunch of people that advertise with you on that radio station, and then you move to another radio station. Well, if all those advertisers want to go with you, then the company you're leaving is losing business.
Right.
And that's the reason for the non-compete. But if you're not in a position where you're going to take business away from your current company and move it to the next company, then the risk goes way down because your current company's not getting hurt.
Real quick, only a minute or two left. Jay, if a family has been accessing their farm on a road for 65 years, and all of a sudden the guy who owns the land adjoining says farmers can't use that road anymore, after 65 years, has that road become a legal right-of-way?
We had this question come up a while back, and I looked at this under Tennessee law. They're only using it for passage. They're not living on it, Matt. There's this concept called adverse possession, where if somebody is not tending the land and you just move on it, you're a squatter, and you move on it and live on it for, I think in Tennessee it's 20 years, maybe 10, then it becomes your land. Well, here they haven't been living on it, man. They've just been using it for access. So I don't know. I'd have to look at that particular technical question. But I will say this. I like your case better than the other guy's case.
Yeah. They've used it for that length of time.
For 65 years. That's exactly right.
Right.
But I also say this. I talked to the guy at first before we get lawyers involved and whatnot and say, look, what do you want? What do you want?
Right. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Yeah. Surely I can write you some kind of check that'll solve this problem.
All right. I think we do one more real quick, Jay, because this one came in early. Question for Jay. My sister, and she refers to her sister as her baby Sinister, which I love. Removed without permission $100,000 from my mother's account. My mother's 87 years old. Both mother and sister were living in Florida. Mother has now moved to Spring Hill with another daughter. Can my mother file the report of this theft in Tennessee, or will she be forced to travel to Florida where the theft occurred?
Read that again, man.
All right. So my sister removed without permission $100,000 from Mama's account.
So her sister stole from her mother.
Yes. They were in Florida at the time. Since then, Mama has moved to Tennessee, and I guess they discovered the theft after she moved. I'm assuming that, but I'm guessing that. Can my mother file the report in Tennessee, or does she need to file it in Florida?
Well, no, she can file it in Tennessee, and that's what I would do because that's where she is. That's the most convenient thing to do. File it in Tennessee, but then ask the people when you're filing it, look, do I need to file this in Florida or can I file it in Tennessee? And then if they say, yeah, I'm sorry, you're going to have to file in Florida, then go file it in Florida. But first thing I would do is file in Tennessee. There's no harm to doing that. And ask the people when you file it, is this the right place to file this, or do we have to do it in Florida?
Jay, I love you, and we appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to a great 2026, my friend. I'll get you up to the house soon.
Hey, looking forward to it, man.
All right, take care. There's Jay St. Clair, 56 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Has anybody else freaked out when you hear Dan Mandis talk about procreation? I mean, just me? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. You know, this is not just me. It is hot outside, but it's getting cooler. After this cold front, there's a cold front coming in, right, bringing rain with it. And after that cold front comes in, it's going to be downright cool over the weekend, and you'll be popping that heater again. So you go from AC to heat and heat to AC. It's that time of year in Tennessee, folks. Efficient Heating and Cooling understands that puts a strain on your system. Jeff Eddy wants to be there to help you when you need him. And that's why they don't charge you overtime rates nights or weekends. They just don't believe in it. Jeff Eddy and Efficient Heating and Cooling understands that it is hard to replace a heating unit, hard to replace a cooling unit because it costs a lot of money. That's why they try to service you as best they possibly can and get you back up and running without the replacement cost. Now, when it's time, and they're an Elite Pro partner with Rheem that can recommend a good unit for you and your family that will survive years and years to come, and they also offer financing on your next unit. Go to efficienthvac.net, for more info. That's efficienthvac.net, or call 615-784-4424, 784-4424 for our friends at Efficient.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Got some new video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. It is from the officer's phone. He's recording as Renee Good's wife is recording him, taunting him. Then you hear Good ignore orders to exit the vehicle that is blocking ICE vehicles' way. Instead, she accelerates as the officer is just off the driver's side front bumper.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Those in the Trump administration linked to the video say it proves the officer acted in self-defense, but you've got Minnesota and Minneapolis Democratic leaders disagreeing and are now asking the public for any video they may have for their own investigation. Back here in Tennessee, Memphis Democrat State Rep Gabby Salinas has filed a bill that limits ICE activity in the state. It requires federal agents to give notice before enforcement operations. This bill is likely dead on arrival. And over at the White House, President Trump said the U.S. would be taking action with regard to Greenland, quote, whether they like it or not.
President Trump said the U.S. would be taking action with regard to Greenland, quote, whether they like it or not.
If we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
The comments are another escalation in the president's approach to Greenland, which he says is critical to U.S. national security. The White House has said all options are on the table, including using the U.S. military. President Trump on Friday.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Now, President Trump says the U.S. is likely to be in control of Venezuela and its oil industry for well over a year. That's what he told the New York Times. He also had a sit down at the White House with leading figures from the oil industry. And that's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, 65 northbound in Franklin. You've got the right 3 lanes blocked by a crash just past Cool Springs Boulevard. In Madison, a stalled vehicle blocking the center 2 lanes of Briley Parkway westbound at Gallatin Pike. And then if you're eastbound 24, it's complete stop and go just past I-440. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN 508. Good afternoon. Welcome back. My name is Matt Murphy, and this is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Happy to have you with us, whether you're listening on 99.7 FM all throughout Middle Tennessee, perhaps on TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, our own app, Super Talk 99.7 WTN, or on Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. We say thank you. We appreciate you, and we are officially, for those of you who get a Saturday and a Sunday off, we're officially at your weekend. Congratulations. It's a good opportunity for me to remind you to thank your weekend warriors, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, doctors, nurses, those that work in the hospitals, and those that work in the restaurants, and those that work in the convenience stores. All of those weekend warriors that make our weekend special, truck drivers and the like, we say thank you so much. At 9 minutes past the hour, by the way, Nincompoop's on the way, and I've got an update, Jackson. I went back and I did an official review on yesterday. So I know who won yesterday now.
Is it Brother Ken Weaver?
It is not Jackson. It was close. 2 votes. It was Ken Weaver. So Jackson, I don't know what that makes the total for this week.
I get to keep the trophy.
I think you get to keep the trophy, Ken, for another week.
No, we haven't played today yet.
Well, but we'll talk. We'll talk about it after our guest is gone. Our guest is Congressman Tim Burchett. It is always a pleasure to talk with Tim. God bless you, sir. How are you? I hope you're doing well.
I am well. I'm doing great. I'm not in Washington, D.C. I'm back in God's country in Tennessee, brother.
Well, that's good stuff. While you were on an airplane, I was scheduling this interview because I was so darn excited I couldn't stand it. I saw the press release that came out today that the chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, James Comer, announced today, for those who've not heard it, that Congressman Tim Burchett of the 2nd Congressional District in the state of Tennessee is now the chairman of the subcommittee on delivering on government efficiency, or DOGE. There you go, Tim Burchett. Way to go, brother. How's that?
I don't know, brother. We'll see. I told somebody I was more excited about a skateboard I was going to build this weekend in my barn than I was with this. Everybody gets excited about this stuff, but I've got, I actually proposed a decent idea with the committee, and I think that's why they ended up going with us on it, because we've done a lot, made a lot of press with DOGE, but we haven't done a lot of things with it, honestly. I mean, the problem you got is dadgum Congress won't pass any dadgum bills and with it, and so they always say, well, we need to study it. Well, it turns out. And this is part of my proposal, we have something called the GAO. It's the Government Accounting Office. And they're the ones that we task with doing a lot of these studies. And they have warehouses of studies of government inefficiencies. But nobody ever does a dadgum thing with them because that's part of the plan. They run out the clock. And like I say, Americans want their pizzas in 30 minutes or less, and that's about our dadgum attention span. So we're going to move ahead with going through some of these studies, and then I'm going to propose legislation due to what's in those studies. So we're one step ahead, and we'll have legislation. And I don't care. I don't know any of those chairmen, anything, any of the other committees that any of these bills would go through. And honestly, I'll just embarrass them. I'm over it. We're $38 trillion in debt. I don't care who it is. I've got the president's blessing on this. And so that's really, and the people in East Tennessee that elect me, and that's really all I need. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start saving some money. We're going to cut some government. We're going to find efficiencies, and we're going to embarrass a lot of people.
Well, I love it. I'm here for it. We're here for the parade. Can we start with fraud? I mean, the waste, fraud, and abuse piece. I mean, over the last couple of weeks, it has become abundantly clear where we need to start on the fraud front, and that's all of these individuals coming in from other countries, defrauding the American people, the tax-paying citizen, and utilizing these, storefront operations, daycare centers, and the like to bilk the American people out of our hard-earned tax dollars.
I agree. It's sort of like we need a hearing over somebody that's robbed a bank or something. It's already illegal to rob a bank. It's already illegal to defraud the government. We've got to come up with legislation. I think we can do it in a bipartisan way, because it just starts out. Everybody's poking at everybody else, and I don't think we got to do that. I mean, there will be some of that, but I'm going to bring the Democrats in on the front end and do like we used to do in Nashville. And then if they start jumping ship, I'll be the first one to pop them. And we're probably going to change the committee out. The Republicans had no women on the committee outside of the chair lady. She picked the committee, and it was all men and her. So I'm gonna propose to put a couple more women on there. I like Representative Luna. She's out of Florida. She's a fiscal hawk, and there's some others I'd like to maybe move on to the committee. But we're going to actually propose legislation from the committee, which is something which is different, and have bills that are from our subcommittee that will go to the full committee. Again, if we don't see anything from it, we'll embarrass some people, because you've got to see some action. America needs to see action. We don't need any more any more hearings. We'll have some hearings. And there's some things that Marjorie had already set up that we'll honor that. But we have got to go ahead with these other things. We've got to start moving. $38 trillion in debt, and there's just no end in sight for either party. Everybody's got their hand in our pockets, and it needs to stop.
Well, I think they've appointed the right man for the job, and I agree with you. Enough with the hearings. Let's get some action. Let's get some real cuts going on. I mean, I feel like we had a little bit of a head of steam last spring with regard to cutting government waste, fraud, and abuse, cutting all of this excessive spending. You're right, and you and I have talked many, many times about this, Congressman, that everyone says they want to do something about it. You know, what is it, the old saying that the government overspending is like the weather? Everybody says they want to, all they do is talk about it and nobody does anything about it. Well, I mean, everybody talks about it. It's time to see some folks do something about it. We got a little bit of movement last year, but I think it's time to reinvigorate that movement with you at the helm.
I hope so. And people are giving me a lot of confidence. I've seen a lot of people contact me and from all over the country and just within the realms of government. I'll just leave it at that. And that are very concerned about where we're headed as a country. And maybe they just like the fact that I really just don't care who I tick off. So no stone will be left unturned.
Well, goodness, Tim, I mean, sadly, almost half of the representation in Washington, D.C. don't seem to be concerned at all about what is rampant fraud going on in Minnesota and other places. I mean, I don't think for a second that there's not more fraud in California than there is in Minnesota. But we've just kind of hit the tip of the spear, haven't we?
Well, the reason they're not upset, they don't want them looking in their backyard, and that's going to be both parties, because you're going to find people that have their wives and or girlfriends are employed by these agencies or these groups,
or both.
And or both. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and or. That was, right. Yeah, I'm glad you caught that. Most people don't. But anyway, it's going to be. We're going after them, and we're going to keep going after them, and until we get until we get this thing under control, we'll just keep going after them. I hope this is the start of something big, really big, and it infects local, state, and local government. Tennessee. Yeah, we probably have some fraud, but it's mainly due to somebody, is just asleep at the switch, and you don't see the wide scale. It's going to make people mad. I'll get calls. Oh, no, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. When you're talking Minnesota's billions, and then you're saying California, we think is going to make them look like make Minnesota look like an accounting error in California. So, I mean, those are the kind of things that. But I'm going to be mostly focusing on the federal government. If there's federal money going to those agencies, then we got a real problem, and we're going to start busting somebody's tail.
Congressman Tim Burchett is with us for a few moments. He has been the newly named chair of the Subcommittee on Delivering on Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Congressman, you mentioned this, and Kathy has written in on the super text line, and I thought this at the time that you said it. You're focusing in on gender specifics when it comes to choosing members of the subcommittee. Why is that specifically? Any reason other than of a few females that you think would be good at budget cutting?
Well, there weren't any females allowed to be on the committee other than the chair lady. So, yeah, that's a problem. There was some stuff going on there. And
do you feel like she was doing that on purpose?
I don't know, but I'm a big believer of putting the best player in, Coach.
Yeah.
And we got some real good players, and I don't think you should be disqualified because you're a lady.
Well, I dig that. I believe in it, and I can understand it. So in the few minutes that we have left, I do want to shift and ask you your opinion. Obviously, the big news also coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was clear to me, at least, that in the enforcement of their duties as Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers, that law officer found himself in a bad situation, and that someone was using deadly force against him, and that person, unfortunately, was shot and killed as a result of their own actions. What are your thoughts on what has happened over the course of the last week in Minneapolis?
I think if it wasn't for the internet, that man would already be, the police officer would be convicted. I think now because of X and citizens' cell phones, that he will stand a chance at justice. But without it, there was no justice. This guy was already convicted because they'd suppressed all the other footage until his, when I was mayor of Knox County. That's why I pushed for those cameras on the police officers.
That's
and the
right.
Police officers wanted it. Every time somebody come in my office, they had some complaint, and I said, well, have you reviewed the police officer's body camera yet? And they go, oh, well, never mind. And that's kind of what you see with this stuff. And the left was just going to convict that guy. And what really, if you look at the big picture of this thing, they were convicting this guy. And then, there wasn't any judge, jury, or executioner. And so you just got to go back and look at everything. Yeah. And I was so glad that some citizens had other footage. And also I was glad that they released because the White House did that. President Trump's folks did that earlier. And so I guess I'd say I'm relieved to see it. I mean, it's horrible. A woman lost her life and she should have never been there, but she was clearly trying to obstruct law enforcement, and she was motioning other protesters to come over and block the police, and then she did. You're talking about a 2,500 pound vehicle running towards an officer. He's got to make a spray, and you're on ice, and there is no way you could get out from in front of that. And the latest footage, I believe, is justifiable.
Are you concerned? Are you concerned at all? I mean, my concern is there are a lot of people in this country that don't really care about the facts of this case. They don't really care about justice or the legal obligation that ICE has to engage and enforce the law. They seem to want to burn something down, and I'm fearful that this weekend that we're going to see some of that. Maybe not. I hope not. Yeah,
I saw a lot more military out on the streets in D.C. this week. In D.C., pulled up and there's over 100 unloading near the Capitol. So yeah, they want that. They want, and you got the paid protesters. Let's just be honest. This is a paid. I call it Soros-esque because I don't know who's behind it. But dadgum, somebody's paying these people $17 an hour to show up, because if you look, it's the same people. It's the same. They have the same font on their signs from all the other protests, and it's just what I guess the difference is when Charlie Kirk gets shot, we pray, hold hands, and ask God for forgiveness for our country. When the left, they burn stuff down. And these are people that are anarchists. They hate our country. They are such a small percentage, but good people are afraid to stand up to them, and we've got to start standing up to them. And that's vocally, that's in the pulpit, that's everywhere. At work, everywhere else. We've got to start standing up to these people. We have a right to this country as anybody else does, and you're letting a very small percentage override and overrule what law and order is all about.
Well, I saw it online. I don't take credit for it, but I think it's true that nobody wants Renee Good to be dead. I'm sad that she is. I'm sad that she made decisions in her life that led to her death. At the same time, the mainstream media, if she had been killed by an illegal alien gangbanger, they wouldn't mention it. I mean, we
wouldn't have heard about it. We would have never heard about it. We would have never heard about it. It'd been over. It'd have been over, and nobody would talk about it.
Where are you on the issue of Venezuela? What do you think needs to happen? And, how much does Congress need to be involved in this?
Stabilization. If Congress had been involved with it, they would have leaked it. They would have already, the Democrat leadership has more or less said, they would have already talked to people down in Venezuela. Listen, that thing, we were briefed, and I can't talk about everything. It'll leak out. You have to get it leaked somewhere else. but the precision that went down with that thing, where they landed and found him and knew where he was, and at that time of day, the flawless operation, the fact that no Americans lost their lives. I mean, you figure somebody's going to fall off the back of a truck or something, you know, somebody's going to get hurt, somebody's going to die. No Americans lost their lives. Now, some Cubans did, but that shows the Cuban involvement. It was masterful, and there was no accident that the Chinese were there. Nobody's talking about that. The Chinese had been meeting with him, with their dictator in Venezuela, and then, and of course, the tie-in with Cuba. China is in Cuba. That maybe hasn't reported much, but it should be. They have a base, more or less a base of operation there, intelligence gathering off our coast. They have oil wells that they monitor us coming and going, our egress and ingress. That's classic Chinese operation. They have a lot of control through their Belt and Road initiatives down in Central America, and it was a master class in Trumpism. He did not ask for permission. He just went and did it, and it worked because he let the military do what they do best, and they did it. The top to bottom. I ran into the Secretary of State yesterday at the White House, and I'll tell you, I couldn't be more impressed with an individual than that guy. Ed Seth, he did a master class in flawless operations between our military. The rivalry's there, but you wouldn't have seen it in that operation because he put them all together, and it was. When it's leaked out, we'll talk about it again. Right. But until it was just magnificent. That's not a word I use very often, but it was. And they took out a very bad thug. And do I want boots on the ground there? Heck no. But our boots on. They've been there. People in Central America. I'm 61 years old. They've been down in Central America longer than I've been alive. American troops. You can't even. The jugheads in Congress, all the war pimps there, couldn't even name half the countries that American troops are. We're probably in 100 countries right now, or maybe right around 100 right now. And most people don't even realize that. But I don't think we're on the ground there, and I don't think we're going to need to. We might need to shore up some things, but they know not to mess with the American fighting men and women, or they know they'll die. And I think that's what's going to happen if they mess with us. But we've got to make sure democracy is restored down there. The right for the elected president, they need to have an election and get it in there. But the regime has not really changed. Just the head of it has. And I think you need to let the people of that country take care of their business, and we need to be in a supporting role. And that role is economics. The oil down there, it's no secret. They got the oil. And that's why Russia's scared, because we're going to flood that dadgum market, and they're going to be broke again, and they'll have to start working.
Well, and that's going to enrich. I mean, and you know, the liberals want to go, oh, it's all about oil. Well, that's what they have as a resource in their country to make their country great again, and it will happen if we open up the free market again, like was opened some 25 years ago in Venezuela before Chavez and then eventually Maduro took over.
Absolutely, absolutely, and democracy and capitalism. That's what our State Department needs to be exporting, and not drag shows.
Hey, Mike, you said it, brother. Well, look, the only thing I can think of that would be better than talking with Congressman Tim Burchett on a Friday afternoon would be talking to Senator Tim Burchett on a Friday afternoon, but maybe that's coming down the road somewhere. Tim, thank you, brother, for your honesty, your openness, and your representation of the state of Tennessee. We appreciate you.
Hey, God bless y'all, and thank y'all for always having me on, and just please, everybody, pray for our country.
Amen.
Our country needs it more than ever now. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. There's Congressman Tim Burchett. I told you said it way too low. Did I not tell you said it way too low?
What did we get, 6?
We got 6. We got 6, and it could have been a lot more. We had 4 in the first 2 minutes. First answer. Could have been more. All right, more on that coming up. Nincompoop's coming up as well. Your calls, it's 27 after the hour on Super Talk. 2213 has written in and said, this dadgummit drinking game is ridiculous. There's now 3 of you on YouTube. And I think he's just talking about me. All right, more on that on the way as well. Defend systems. We need to defend systems in this state. We've got them in this state, and they're so good at what they do. If you're a business owner, if you are a decision maker, any place that people gather, I frankly think you need them in your life as well as a company that comes in, a life safety and security consultation firm. They will help you understand active shooter response, workplace violence prevention. They'll do a site survey for you. They'll offer you a threat assessment, security improvement consultation, emergency and intruder action plans, rapid response medical training, all designed for your team, your teammates. The people in your facility, they need to know what to do in the unlikely event that something bad should happen to them. Folks, we're not trying to scare you. The possibility of something like this happening to you is very, very low, but it's not zero. It is why I say hope is not a plan. It's time to get trained with the defense systems. Get trained today by going to defensesystems.com or calling. Reach out. 615-236-6484, 236-6484 for Defense Systems. How do you keep your important valuables safe and secure from theft or fire? My simple answer is Nashville Safe House. No better way to secure your valuables than to purchase a quality safe from Nashville Safe House. Of course, they've got the right safe for you. I've said it for a long, long time now. For years, I've been telling you, Mark and his team, they have well over 150, oftentimes over 200 safes right on the showroom floor, depending on how many have gone out that day or that week. But they have more in the back warehouse. They've got over 400 in the warehouse. And I'm talking about all brands like Browning, Fort Knox, Champion, Superior, Rhino, all of the name brands that you know and love. Now, if you're in the interest or in the market for a vault door, they've got those as well. They've got tornado shelters. They've got biometrics. Go into the lobby and see Donald Trump on the left, the Murphy special on the right. And right as you go through the lobby doors, you'll see all of the safes. I mean, they've got one for you. It's time to get safe with Nashville Safe House. Remember, gun safes are sales tax free at Nashville Safe House once again in 2026. NashvilleSafeHouse.com or across the street from City Cemetery on 4th Avenue South. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to Nashville Safe House.
Got the full forecast and traffic. Another report coming up in 5 minutes. Got the new video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. It is from the officer's phone. He's recording as Renee Good's wife is recording him, taunting him. Then you hear Good ignore officer orders to exit the vehicle, instead accelerating as the officer is just off the driver's side front bumper.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Those in the Trump administration linked to the video say it proves the officer acted in self-defense, but you've got Minnesota and Minneapolis Democratic leaders disagreeing. They're now asking the public for any video they may have for their own investigation. President Trump meeting with top oil and gas executives at the White House today, hoping to get them to invest in Venezuelan oil. Here's ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
President Trump met with nearly 24 top oil and gas executives Friday and announced a plan where their companies would spend at least $100 billion to rebuild oil infrastructure in Venezuela. The president seemed to be making a sales pitch, working to convince the executives that it was smart business to go into the country after years of instability. The president claiming,
And you have total safety, total security. One of the reasons you couldn't go in is you had no guarantees, you had no security, but now you have total security. It's a whole different Venezuela.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
That's the latest news, traffic, and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Picked up a crash over here on the East Bank going westbound at Shelby Avenue. That's going to be exit 49. Then in Franklin, still got the crash blocking the right lane, 65 northbound past Cool Springs Boulevard. Hermitage, a crash, Old Hickory Boulevard at Central Pike. Then in Madison, still working that one wreck, Old Hickory Boulevard just east of 65. Now in Murfreesboro, got a crash, 24 eastbound approaching Joe B. Jackson Parkway. That's exit 84. I'm Ken Weaver.
I mean, you're hearing about all of this rain. Recognize that if you have a waterproofing issue, that is not going to go away in your home, and you need the experts to come in and fix it. It's USS, United Structural Systems. When they come to your home, you get problem solvers. You don't get people trying to upsell you on anything. USS has built their reputation on this. Since 1994, homeowners have trusted USS, and they've been keeping homes stable and dry for that period of time. They guarantee their best at USS. This is big, right? So what they do, they come in, they analyze your situation. They find out if it's something small or something larger, and getting there early is key because it can save you a tremendous amount of money. So when you notice the telltale signs, and they have lists of these signs on their website, I'm about to give it to you, but you know, doors and windows sticking, or a moldy or musty smell coming out of the basement or crawl space are a couple of the examples that I like to give. Go to USSTN.com to find out more, USSTN.com, or call 615-488-7855, 488-7855 for our friends at USS, United Structural Systems. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Mike in Old Hickory wants to join us on Nincompoops in the News today. Is that correct? Do I have that right? That he wants to nominate a nincompoop?
Yes, that would be you, sir.
Oh, so I'm the nincompoop?
Yes.
Oh, I'm the nincompoop?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll take that under advisement. We've got nincompoops coming up, although we already have, in golfing terminology, we would call Ken Weaver dormy.
What's that mean?
That means that we haven't completed the match yet, Ken, but there's no way that you can lose.
All right.
Mm-hmm. You are dormy. Jackson, I got no dog in this fight. I always lose. I haven't won nincompoops this year. I haven't won nincompoops in like months. But I went back because I couldn't remember, and I felt like it mattered to you, and I did the math, and I did the counting, and you were very competitive. You and Ken were very competitive yesterday, and you lost by 2 votes.
Quick, everybody text in before we start this next nincompoops and get me a couple of votes.
I don't think that counts.
This isn't Georgia.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Yeah, we're not going to slide. We're not
going to find ballots.
We're not going to stop the voting and then suddenly find ballots while everybody's gone to the bathroom or whatever. Before we get to nincompoops, however, there's a matter that I need to get you guys' advice on.
All right.
So we have a gentleman that is frustrated because he says that Tim Burchett, Congressman Burchett, only said dadgum it twice. The other 4 were dadgums. I think they all count.
I'm willing to count them all.
Yeah, that's the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I think they all count.
Although, I think there's a conversation to be had where he went, the dadgum, the dadgum, the dadgum, as only one.
No, those...
Because he said them in...
He said them in...
He rattled 3 off.
Rapid order. So, 2213 says... I don't know where you're getting 4 or 6. I got 9 shot glasses upside down in front of me, and the first 4 were fast. 1012 says, Burchett got me eating goomies for every dadgummit. It's going to be a fun night.
Oh, buddy, just go outside and hold on to some grass so you don't fall off the earth.
8335 said... He said one real fast in the middle of a bunch of other stuff. I counted 7 total dadgums.
We might have missed one. I stopped counting after he hit my over by a long.
Eric said, I had 5, but I think I missed one.
I had 6, definitive.
I think definitively I had the 6 as well. So I was trying to do my best at counting. Let's do a little nincompoops in the news.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nincompoops in the news.
All right, so now we have the Big Wellness Institute of Nashville trophy that Ken Weaver has been enjoying displaying during his time as the reigning Nincompoops in the News champion.
I'm going to go steal it.
No way, man.
Easy now. And
you leave at 6:30.
The rules are that if a tie causes a retention, meaning that if there is a tie week, that the owner of the trophy, the possessor of the trophy, retains the trophy for another week. Jackson hates this rule, but it is a rule.
Is there a 25th Amendment policy here where I can overthrow Ken?
Well, I mean, you could declare that Ken is mentally incompetent to wear the crown, and we would take that under advisement.
But it's Ken. Like, I could do that with you.
Right.
I'm going to find a way to get that trophy.
You get it. Well, you know what you need to find? Some better nincompoop stories. That's what you need to find.
2.
You've won. No. You've won. Well, have you won 2?
I
wasn't here Wednesday,
but we didn't count.
We didn't count that one, so it's 2-1 to
nothing
today. All right, Ken,
yes,
you were the winner yesterday, so you, sir, get to go first.
Woman trying to be a mermaid arrested after officers allegedly find her naked in her neighbor's pond.
Dadgummit! All right, that's my Tim Burchett moment. All right, I got to go find a nincompoop, y'all.
According to a social media statement shared on Wednesday by the Union Parish Sheriff's Office in Farmerville, Louisiana, 41-year-old Erin Elizabeth Sutton was arrested this week in connection to an alleged incident last year. In November of 2025, authorities were dispatched to a residence in reference to a trespassing complaint. The homeowner reportedly called, claiming their neighbor was standing in their driveway screaming. Well, by the time the Union Parish Sheriff officers located Sutton, She was swimming nude in a pond on the caller's property. Sutton refused to exit the pond and speak to the deputy, stating she was trying to be a mermaid. Authorities ushered Sutton inside a residence to warm up, but the defendant, quote, suddenly charged toward the deputy. After several commands, Sutton refused to comply, and the deputy deployed a taser, which had no effect. Sutton was taken to the ground, where she continued to resist detention and began kicking and punching the deputy. When Sutton was finally restrained, she was transferred by EMS to the local hospital for further treatment. During transport, Sutton threatened to kill deputies and paramedics. Because Sutton required medical treatment, deputies waited until a later date to seek warrants for her arrest. Then on January 6th, Sutton surrendered herself to deputies at the Union Parish Sheriff's Office and was placed into custody.
Mermaid.
She was a mermaid.
Oh, well, you got those little flippers. You know, I
had a big old tail.
Had a big old tail, some flippers.
Yep.
Some fins.
Yep.
You ever see the movie, the fabulous feature film Splash, Jackson?
No.
Starring Tom Hanks, John Candy.
Sounds like a
Wasn't
good cast.
Eugene Levy was in that one too, I believe.
Yeah.
And Daryl Hannah, most importantly. I desperately wanted to move her hair for her during that film. In the film, they find Daryl Hannah, and she's a mermaid. And if you take what was it, Ken? If you take her out of the water, she grows feet.
I believe that was.
But then she can only be out of the water for a certain amount of time, and then she's got to get back in with her flippers or whatever. But while she was in the water, her hair was always strategically placed over her,
things.
Her lady parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go next. Thank you. And then maybe we'll let Mike and Old Hickory go before Jackson. A man accused of firing a gun outside of Romulus Middle School appeared in court Thursday afternoon. Shantez Marshawn Gregory, 44, of Romulus, Michigan, has been charged with false reporting, a threat of terrorism, intentional threat to commit an act of violence against a school, school employees or students within a specific intent to carry out an overt act of carrying a concealed weapon around a school, possession of a weapon in a weapons-free school zone, reckless use of a firearm, and 2 counts of felony firearm possession, according to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. He's got a lot of charges in front of him.
Boy, he does.
You would think when he appears in court, he would play nice, try to beg of the court mercy. Well, not so much. At about 9:50 a.m. on January 6th, Gregory allegedly fired this gun. He appeared in court virtually yesterday, January 8th, and immediately went on a profanity-laced rant. The judge asked him to state his name for the record. Gregory immediately said, "Nope, good bleeping bye. Don't talk to me. Quit bleeping playing with me." He was asked again to state his name. Gregory said, "Do you hear that? I said, good bleeping bye. I don't need to talk to you. Goodbye. Don't play with me. Don't play with my son either. Goodbye. You can open that door. I'm ready to go." The judge then reiterated that she needed him to state his name for the record so that they could proceed with the arraignment. To which Gregory said, "I don't want to see no bleeping judge. Goodbye. If you want to talk to them, then you come see me right now." The judge, ever patient, said, "Sir, you need to state your name for the record, please." Nope. The judge then asked Gregory why he was refusing to identify himself. He responded, "I don't bleep and play. Get this over right now. I'm done talking with you. I ain't saying bleep else." After getting no response, the court concluded that he was, in fact, Mr. Gregory. As the judge read the allegations against him, Gregory then proceeded to put his fingers in his ears, signifying that he was not listening to the judge, and he then kept his arms crossed throughout the hearing.
He showed him.
Did he go la 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 la?
When the judge asked him for a response to the allegations, he remained silent, standing mute. He then finally exclaimed as his bond was being discussed, "This is the fakest bleep I've ever seen in my life. This is the fakest bleep in my life. You're actually going to act like this? This is some sorry bleeping racist bleep." Bunch of racists.
Big old bunch of racists.
By the way, the judge, the female judge, she was black. At this point, Gregory began cussing out the judge again. "You are the dumbest black person I've ever seen in my life." It goes on. I could continue with the nonsense, but I think you get the idea that Mr. Gregory is arraigned. He will be remanded into custody without bond until such time as he goes to appear in court on January 20th, and he is, in fact, a nincompoop.
Yes, sir.
Jackson, you honestly want to go next? Do you want Mike to go next?
I'm ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I had 3 stories prepared today. Let's go with number 3. You both took my stories.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
What?
My main story was the mermaid.
I had the mermaid one.
And then my backup was the guy cussing at the judge.
Oh, man.
So now we're going with a tertiary. Is that the right word?
What?
Tertiary?
A terranium? What are you saying?
The third.
How do you spell it?
A tertiary?
Tertiary.
Not a secondary, a tertiary. Yes,
Yes, the tertiary
I thought you were trying to say terranium.
Terranium story. The Buffalo Bills selling urinals ahead of Highmark Stadium move. The Buffalo Bills opening a new stadium in 2026. And if you ever wanted to own a rare piece of Buffalo Bills history, now's your chance. The Bills Mafia is getting a wild chance to own bizarre pieces of Highmark Stadium, and everything must go, quite literally, from seats and turf to lockers and the infamous trough urinals.
Yeah.
Nearly all the longtime stadium fixtures are being sold as the Bills prepare to exit Highmark Stadium after 53 years in Orchard Park. If you're looking for a great conversation starter or just a nice place to pee for your man cave or garage, this might be it. The Bills moving to a brand new $2.1 billion home across the street. But before they permanently shut down their former home, the franchise has teamed up with sports memorabilia company Collectible Exchange to sell off their goods. Founder Brandon Steiner said, while some may think it's odd that the team is offloading urinals, fans want stadium relics.
They do.
Give the people their urinals. Although do you know how much these are auctioning for?
The urinals?
Yes.
Are they just single-use urinals?
Like troughs.
Okay, I'll guess they're going for $500.
$15,000.
Good Lord.
You've got to
You're kidding me.
Buffalo Bills fans are crazy.
Stadium
They
seats
are insane.
are being sold for $600
Each.
You can get a piece of a goalpost for about $100. I think that's the most cost-effective.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can for 15 large, you can get you a genuine peed-in trough.
How much would it cost for one of those Super Bowl trophies they got? Oh, wait.
Got a lot of AFC Championship trophies.
They had 4 in a row. They sure did
That's
back in the
gotta
90s.
be the most brutal.
Have they had a Super Bowl?
No.
I don't think so. Boy, oh boy, during the Jim Kelly era, they were so good and missed 4 years in a row, y'all.
It's also $100 for a piece of turf preserved in a glass case.
So you get your name on the urinal?
No, it's just your urinal now, Ken. Like it can be in your home.
I don't understand the difference between a urinal and a trough. Like if I wanted one for the basement of my home, I could buy one right now.
Yeah.
Hey, how much money you fellas got? Let's get us a Buffalo Bills urinal.
Oh, I bet you those fans who buy.
What are you going to do with how are you going to explain to your significant other, honey, I just spent our son's college fund on a genuine urinal.
You know what you got? You got more money than brains, and you know what that makes you?
A nincompoop.
That's nincompoopery. That's exactly right. That's how we play nincompoops in the news. 52 minutes after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Speaking of nincompoops, if he decides to call us back, we'll get to Mike in Old Hickory. We'll get to your telephone calls in the final hour of the radio show. Congratulations to Ken Weaver. He has retained the Wellness Institute of Nashville trophy for the week, and he remains our nincompoop champion. Good for you, Ken.
Oh, thank you, boys. Thank you.
Speech? Any speech? No? Speech? Mean. See, that's nasty. I saw what you did. He started delivering his speech, and Jackson turned his microphone off. That ain't right, Jackson. That's a lip pooched out, my friend. That is a sore loser. 53 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. You know, when you feel sick, you don't want to wait weeks to go to your doctor, but sadly, that's the case these days, and I never understood it. And then I met Grace Point Healthcare. Grace Point Healthcare doesn't understand it either. The team at Grace Point wants you to know that there is an option for you that's affordable, convenient, comprehensive medicine in a direct pay format, and you can be seen same day or next day, even for brand new patients. They're located in Franklin. I have a telephone number that I'm going to deliver for you. Friends, here's the bottom line. In a direct pay fashion, they keep their costs low. You can pay per visit, or you can enroll in the Smart Care plan. When you enroll in the Smart Care plan for $99, which you can cover with your HSA, your health savings account, or $79 for the kids, you get unlimited office visits throughout the course of the year. You get basic labs and diagnostics as well included with those office visits. Bottom line is they keep their costs low. They pass that along to you. You can always file with your insurance companies for reimbursement as well. You really can afford exceptional medicine in the heart of Franklin. Call them today at 599-6868 or get that number down. If you're sick, you need to call them 599-6868. Modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way.
New video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis coming up at 6 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is the Matt Murphy Radio Show with Ken Weaver in the newsroom, Jackson Williams behind the glass, making sure that everything that comes out of our speakers sounds as good as humanly possible. We got another hour to go after we reach and achieve the 6 o'clock hour. 4090 writes in and says, Matt, I start listening to the radio at 5 a.m. every workday. I drive a truck. I listen to all of the hosts every day. By far, you three make me laugh the most, especially when Jackson turned Ken's microphone off. I thought I was going to die. You guys are great. Jackson can't handle the truth. And the truth is, Weaver is the king of the nincompoops.
Who won today?
I don't know. I'm totaling it up, Jackson.
How's it looking?
It's actually looking pretty tight, but Weaver might have the edge here.
Everybody vote for me! Dadgummit!
Dadgummit!
Dadgummit.
Dadgum.
Dadgum it. Y'all don't take shots when we say it.
Do you think some of our listeners are really drinking to it?
I do. I really do. I've met some of these folks, Ken. Here comes the news. Super Talk 99.7 WT.
Six o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast, another traffic update coming up in 5 minutes. There is new video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. It is from the officer's phone. He is recording as Renee Good's wife is recording him, taunting him. Then you hear Good ignore officer's orders to exit the vehicle, instead accelerating as the officer is just off the driver's side front bumper.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Those in the Trump administration linked to the video say it proves the officer acted in self-defense, but you've got Minnesota and Minneapolis Democratic leaders disagreeing. They're now asking the public for any video they may have for their own investigation. And here in Tennessee, a Memphis Democratic state lawmaker wants to restrict ICE operations in schools, religious properties. State Rep. Gabby Salinas, House Bill 1482, would require advance notice of any enforcement activities. It's not likely to pass. And over at the White House, President Trump said the U.S. would be taking action with regard to Greenland, quote, whether they like it or not.
President Trump said the U.S. would be taking action with regard to Greenland, quote, whether they like it or not.
If we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
The comments are another escalation in the president's approach to Greenland, which he says is critical to U.S. national security. The White House has said all options are on the table, including using the U.S. military. President Trump on Friday.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
President Trump says the U.S. is likely to be in control of Venezuela and its oil industry for well over a year. The president making those comments to the New York Times. He sat down at the White House today with leading figures from the oil industry. And a tragic discovery here in Middle Tennessee. The Cumberland River today. Emergency crews recovered a submerged van near a boat ramp in Montgomery County. A woman and her dog were found dead inside the vehicle. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. And today's release from the Labor Department wraps up the job market of 2025 with a mixed bag for analysts. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
At 50,000 jobs added in December was below expectations, and it does confirm this overall cooling in job growth that we saw for the year of 2025. The unemployment rate coming down to 4.4%, that is good news. We had seen that rate at 4.6% in the month before. What that rate is all about is how many people who are trying to get a job and can't find one. So we want to see that rate going down.
Yeah, there were 21,000 jobs added to the economy in the healthcare sector in December alone. Almost two-thirds of all job growth last year was from healthcare. Today's report shows that hourly earnings ticked up by 3.8%. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, 2 crashes on Old Hickory Boulevard. One of them in Madison, just east of 65. The other one at Central Pike in Hermitage. Still got that crash showing 24 eastbound approaching Joe B. Jackson Parkway, exit 84 in Murfreesboro. Back here in Nashville, it is complete stop and go if you are eastbound 24 from 440. I'm Ken Weaver.
All right, here we go. Hour number 4 of the Matt Murphy Radio Show starts right now. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Them jelly beans showed up. Should I stay home if I eat one?
Huh?
I don't know. That's what 3376 said. Them jelly beans showed up. Should I stay home if I eat one?
He's probably talking about Goomies.
Yeah, if you're talking about Goomies, then I would recommend if this is a high-octane Goomy.
You just sit in that recliner and you
That's
don't
right.
move.
You just enjoy yourself. Just pop on the old football game if that's what you like to do. And who you got tonight, Ken?
I've got Indiana.
Yeah, I do too. I think Indiana's going to win the national championship.
I think they are too.
Hey, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Matt tried some special jelly beans earlier this week.
Oh, my Lord. Do we have those?
No. So Zach Lyons over at the sports station, he spilled them all over the floor.
Because we were going to work.
We were going to do a bit.
So we were going to do a bit, Ken. We he found a box of old of those. They're called Bean Boozled jelly beans.
Yeah.
Where and I won't be able to remember it now, but
I remember every flavor you tested.
So we opened it up because I was going to give it away, but I said let's open this thing up and see what's up.
Yeah.
And I tried one that was either like.
It was toasted marshmallow or stinky socks.
Yes. And guess which one I got, Ken?
Stinky socks.
I did. Spit it right out.
I bet.
You put it in your mouth.
And went, bleh.
And then you cursed.
Oh, my Lord.
And then you said,
because let me tell you something, Weaver. They ain't playing. They're not playing. It tastes like stinky socks.
Goodness.
So the next one was either pear
or booger.
Guess which one I got, Ken?
Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Booger?
Yeah.
Same reaction.
And so
what
then
did booger taste like?
Like I don't know. I mean, it tastes like what I think a booger would taste like, but I don't think I've ever tasted a booger. It tastes like what I think a booger would taste like.
Ugh.
See, you thought you were going to get me there. You thought I was going to say, oh, it tastes like a booger. Oh, Matt's eating boogers. No.
You got to watch Brother Jackson. He's crafty.
Uh-huh. See, I'm on him.
Didn't fall for that. And then we did one together. It was toothpaste or berry blue.
Yeah, the toothpaste
and
isn't so
toothpaste
bad.
is just a mint jelly bean. It's just kind of.
Yeah, it just tastes like, kind of.
Just like regular pieces, regular little jelly bean.
And then I tried, it was either licorice or burnt rubber. And
it was burnt rubber.
I got 2 burnt rubbers in a row, and that
goodness
bad. So after all this, we said, well, we should do this on the air. We should try these on the air and give our analysis on Super Talk TV. And
expert analysis at that.
Well, sadly, we cannot do it anymore because, well,
somebody dropped them on the floor.
I almost made you eat floor jelly beans.
What were some of the other? Do you remember any of the other nasty flavors?
It was like Tutti Frutti or Barf. You tried to get me to eat that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't falling for it.
I'm not going for the Barf.
It was peach or like.
What was it?
It was bad.
It was just a bunch of nastiness.
Ken, what's something you would never eat?
something that I would never.
Yeah, just name
like
something.
a food item.
Just something disgusting.
There was a liver and onions one.
Yeah, there was a liver and onions one.
Oh, I'd eat that.
I like liver and onions.
I'd tear that up.
I like liver and onions.
Yes,
I didn't mind that one. But sadly, we will not be able to bean-boozle
I think we'll get another box of those because that was so entertaining for me. I can't imagine how entertaining it would be for the Super Talk audience.
Dadgummit, Jackson won today.
Woo!
Dadgummit.
I vote for Jackson. Winner's the Weaver. Put me down for Weaver. Matt's the winner. Matt wins today.
Hey. Brother Murphy making a run.
Come on now. Weaver, Jackson, Matt. I mean, does it really matter? He gets to retain the trophy anyway. I mean, it's bragging rights at this point, but a vote for Murphy. Now it's starting to matter.
That's the way to go, Brother Murphy.
Thank you. I vote for Jackson strictly because he was prepared enough to go last, and he had 3 separate nincompoops.
That's true, man. Brother Jackson was ready.
Had to go with the urinals.
But then again, Brother Murphy, you came up with one real fast.
I did. I had a backup, Ken.
How'd you guys find that one I found? That's what I want to see. We're all rooting around in the same places.
Yeah. We're tilling from the same soil. Mine was sent to me by loyal listener Shane.
I found it on a website called Not the Onion.
Not the Onion's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that on Reddit?
Yeah.
Why? How'd you find that? I was tilling that. I thought you.
We were told about it at the same exact time.
Were
and
we?
then, yes, Bert told us.
I just typed it in. Let's see, what did I say? Naked people arrested in 2026.
You're doing it you're probably doing it
I do
the
that
smart
too.
way.
That's how I do my initial scan, and then I go to the specific websites when I can't find
Scott writes in and says, does the $15,000 include cleaning the urinals, or are they just yanked off the wall and delivered to your home?
Yeah. That's
a great question.
That is a really good question.
How big are the troughs? Have you seen photos?
They're huge.
They're big, right? They're long.
It would probably go along that whole wall in your studio.
You mean you can buy the entire trough?
Yeah, that's what they're selling.
I'm telling you, boys, Buffalo Bills fans will sit in 1-degree weather.
I don't know how
and
they
watch
do it.
their team, and now they're doing this.
Do not know
they're
how they
crazy.
do it.
They get fans to shovel the snow off the seats before games and the field.
They volunteer to do it.
Yeah, you get $20 in concession credit.
And they do it.
And people show up like probably 500 people show up to do it.
Interesting.
And their new stadium is outdoors, right?
Yes.
I mean, it is an honor. It is an honor for them to go sit in the cold weather conditions. That's why I don't like. Didn't the Chiefs decide to do dome?
They moved to a new state.
Oh yeah,
They're going to Kansas.
And Missouri's all
been out of shape,
ticked about it. Well, whatever.
Probably because they didn't want to give them tax money to build their stadium.
Well, you think Missouri would have learned, just pay for the stadium.
Right.
Because they lost the Rams, and then they did it again.
So I never thought about that, but they had basically, they had 2 teams. They had 2 teams in their state, in Missouri.
And they lost both of them due to stadium issues.
Because they tried to come off on the cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it includes cleaning or they're just yanking them off the walls one way or the other. If you got $15,000, I can think of a lot of better things to do with your $15,000 than to buy a trough. Have y'all ever seen one of the I've heard about them. I don't know. I feel like these are urban legends. These circular troughs. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's an urban legend. I've heard about them. I've never seen
a
them.
circular. Oh, no.
Where
I would not want to do that, man.
I'm not going there.
Exactly what I'm saying.
No,
it's a circular trough and there's a little tower in the center that pushes out the water to make everything go down.
I don't think
but
that.
I'm not. You know what? I'll stand beside you and we'll both face forward and we might say, "Hey, how's it going? How's it going?" But I'm not facing you. Eyes up here, buddy. Eyes up here.
Man, I look straight at the wall.
I do too.
There's a small D2 college where you just pee on the wall in the bathroom.
There's a what?
Yeah, it's called the pee wall.
Have you guys ever been to the Hermitage Hotel downtown?
No.
I've heard that they have a really good pier, so to speak. No, I've heard that they have one of the best bathrooms in Nashville, Tennessee. So good that people go to the Hermitage Hotel just to go to the men's room, and the men's room was so I'm just telling you what I've heard, y'all. I'm not making this up, that the men's room was so good they redid the ladies' room to match how awesome the men's room was in the Hermitage Hotel.
Well, did I tell you a story, boys? I accidentally went into the women's restroom at one of these restaurants over here. Just off Mumbrian. And I was like, I stepped into that thing, and it's like I had stepped into a Swiss ski lodge. I mean, it was immaculate.
Smelled good in there?
And I'm talking about private booths.
Wow.
Real private
Like
booths.
Buc-ee's?
I was surprised there wasn't a TV in it.
Wow.
Anyway, I step out, and I noticed then there aren't any urinals in here. And so I thought to myself, man, this is really fancy. And then in comes two ladies.
Uh-oh.
And I immediately knew I was in the wrong place.
Did you just immediately?
I just put my head down. And I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I'm identifying as a female today. Thank you.
But, man, that was a nice bathroom. Man, those ladies, they got it made.
They do. I mean, is it any wonder that they spend so much time in there? It's so nice.
Exactly.
And they're away from us. I can't blame them.
Well, unless you make a mistake and go in the wrong one.
Well, true that. 8003 says, Matt, circulars for hand washing. You're not supposed to pee in it. Oh. Hey, my bad. I didn't know. Mike, Mike, you got no patience. I was going to Mike in Old Hickory, who wants to accuse me of being an nincompoop, and then he went off the radio. I mean, Mike, I can't go to you immediately. You got to be patient.
I got
buddy.
the gist of it.
What did he say?
It was something about the boring tunnel, and you were wrong. And
what was I wrong about?
It's not happening. Apparently, I don't know.
Who says it's not happening?
Mike.
I mean, is it not happening?
Well, I got to look that up.
Is this news?
I feel like this would have been in the newscast.
I feel like boring tunnel Nashville. Let's see if there's news. Local contractor employees stopped Music City Loop work. That was a month ago. 2 weeks ago, Nashville Airport weighs $7.5 million tunnel deal with Musk's Boring Company. I'm not seeing anything.
Just says it's faced delays.
Well, I guess that's going to happen.
Looks like a subcontractor recently left the project over payment issues.
Yeah, they were complaining. They claimed they weren't getting paid fast enough. Boy, let me tell you, I thought the boring tunnel would be an awesome thing that we could all get behind and that people would be excited about. Man, let me tell you, every time I bring it up, I get yelled at. I mean, yelled at with people on the super text line.
Yeah.
And people hitting me up on social media, calling me everything but a child of God, saying I'm just a moron and that if Elon Musk has his way and bores that tunnel underneath the city of Nashville, that Nashville's going to flood or that homes are going to sink into the, I don't know, into sinkholes or something or another.
Roll off into the Cumberland.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I get called nasty things when I bring up the tunnel, boy. So I don't know. I have no idea whether or not this is happening. I'm a fan. I'm not suggesting that I know what's going to happen with it. I am a fan of the idea. I'm a fan of innovation.
I'm a fan of anything that takes a lot of people off of I-24.
Well, you might get some people off I-24.
I'm a big fan of that.
I believe that this would accomplish at least some
of that
goal. Let's see. Donald Trump said earlier today that he canceled a second wave of attacks on Venezuela because of the cooperation that country has engaged in with them, citing the country's cooperation with the United States following the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. He said Venezuela is releasing large numbers of political prisoners as a sign of seeking peace. This is a very important and smart gesture. The United States and Venezuela working well together, especially as it pertains to rebuilding in a much bigger, better, and more modern form their oil and gas infrastructure. At least $100 billion will be invested by Big Oil. He had a big meeting with Big Oil earlier today to talk about said same. By the way, speaking of the Trump administration, we had news coming out. It was less than as many jobs as they expected, I guess, in the month of December, but unemployment rates are below the floor at 4.4%. What do I mean by that? It has long been considered, at least until modern times, that 5% unemployment was basically the floor of unemployment, that there would always be people in transition in the workplace, out of either a job, looking for a job, out of a job. and that 5% was kind of a floor figure that you would expect for unemployment to be. We've been under 5% for a long time now, at 4.4%, as a matter of fact. One thing that the liberal networks will not tell you, as they're proclaiming that we had less than desirable job results, not just in December, but all of 2024, is that we were losing jobs on the federal level. Federal government employee numbers went down as a percentage to private sector employee numbers. And you saw a nice bump in private sector employee numbers. What you did not see is the typical bump in the growth of government because of DOGE and other factors. They include all of these into one big pot, which kind of, it creates a dynamic by which you can't really get a feel for the economy on the numbers, because the government should not be a jobs program. And obviously, if it's not a jobs program, we should not be applauding the additional jobs and the growth of government. A natural state of being for the government is to grow, sadly. And we have to push back against that constantly to prevent it. 21 after the hour. Skip wants to talk about urinals. We'll do that next on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for the Glock Store. I've been talking about the Glock Store for years now, and the Glock Store is everything Glock. I mean, it's right there in their name, obviously, but now they've got the brand new Gen 6, and it's exciting. A lot of Glock aficionados are excited to get their hands on the brand new Gen 6, the one with the new optic system, the RTF6 texturing, the beaver tail flat face trigger, the trigger guard undercut, and integrated thumb rest. The Gen 6 Glocks are the most refined Glocks ever produced, and they have them at the Glock Store, as you might expect. They've received a first shipment, but all of them have already gone out because they were receiving pre-orders. But if you pre-order right now, the 17s, the 19s, the 45s, they will offer you, if you mention my name, a free magazine with your order as a thank you for that pre-order. Here's what you do. You get on down to the Glock Store. You can check them out. You can test drive them if you want. You can shoot. Then place your pre-order. Tell them that you heard about them on the radio with Matt Murphy, and bingo, bammo, boom, you get a magazine. They throw in that extra mag at no charge to you. It's a limited time offer and only from the Glock Store. Minutes away from the airport, worth the drive from anywhere. Good people, great company, and great Glocks at the one and only Glock Store.
to video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis and hear what President Trump had to say about Greenland. Coming up at 6:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I did not have urinal talk on my bingo card today, but here we are. One of the things I love about our radio show, even as I am the host of it, is that we never know what we're going to get on any given day. Skip is next to talk urinals. Hey, Skip.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good. Hope you are.
Oh, yeah, doing great. Hey, I was driving, and I heard your talk about these circular urinals, and I had to pull over and tell you that those were a real thing.
What?
Yes. I remember them in elementary school and in junior high, and yes, it was weird then. Guys standing around, kind of looking like each other in the eye, and I'm not looking. And I got to tell you where it's from now.
This feels like a Yankee thing.
No. Brother Ken Weaver.
Yes,
I'm from the Sooner State.
Boomer.
This was in Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah.
And,
this makes sense.
No, I remember it vividly, and I thought it was really weird then as like an 8-9-year-old. But yeah, we had them. So I just wanted to confirm that those. Yes, I wanted to confirm that those were a real thing.
Man,
wow.
Well, I'm glad I didn't go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you're Paul's Valley guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Fields Restaurant or Fields
Yes,
Pie?
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Been there many times. I don't know if it's still open or not, but
yeah, they're
a
still
great place.
they're still putting out pies.
Oh, well, I see the pies. I just know at the restaurant they had a wooden Indian in it with and you would open up its belly. It was on a hinge and there was candy inside.
Yeah.
So good memories, my friend.
All right, man.
Skip, thank you for the info. Well, there you go. There's a eyewitness testimonial to the fact that the circular. I always thought it was just one of those urban legends, but I guess they existed at some point. I remember when I was a kid, when you went into the bathroom at the school, they didn't have doors on the stalls.
No, man. I went.
You know what I'm saying?
Elementary school I went to in East Texas. All they had was a little bitty brick wall.
Yeah,
But
like
you
a
could
cinder
just
block.
You could just sit there and look at the other person.
Yeah, well, ours had gotten high enough where you didn't see them, but it was barely enough. If you stood up, you could look over.
Oh, no, you sitting down, you could see each other.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir.
No. Oh, and even when I first got into ninth grade in high school, we still had those cinder walls.
Yeah.
In high school, and my ninth grade year, during the school year, they redid all of the bathrooms like one at a time, and we finally got doors on the bathroom. And I was so excited because then you could go in there and smoke without interruption.
Where did y'all go to school?
Prehistoric times, guys.
Some of the finest institutions
Learning
of education
institutions.
you'd
That's
ever
right.
know, Brother Jackson.
So I do remember this, that when they put those new bathrooms into Thompson High School, THOMSON, no P in Thompson.
Yeah.
It did excite me because I would go in and, Mr. Davis was our vice principal.
Yeah.
And he was constantly on the prowl for smokers.
Oh, yeah. You don't do that at school, boy.
Oh, man. He would kick that door open. And so the fellas would gather, during lunch, or we would gather, between classes, and they would run into the bathroom and they would light one up. Well, and they would just stand around like the sinks and smoke. And they'd constantly. I went in and I sat down, dropped trowel, and lit me up one.
Yeah.
And I would literally be in the bathroom, and Mr. Davis would come in and bust people, and I just dropped mine in the old commode. Get away with it. That's how you did it. Not that we're recommending any of that.
No. Well, I don't think they have schools like that anymore, man.
No,
There's
man.
a whole bunch of stuff like that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, when I was in school in 1990, 88, 89, that was freshman, sophomore year in high school, they were still talking about, back in the day, you could smoke at school. No, that didn't happen in our day. Jeff, I'm going to get to you, but I got to get the news right now. I'm late. I'm a minute late for the newscast on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, and we've been playing this new video of the ICE shooting in Minneapolis that is from the officer's phone. He is recording as Renee Good's wife is recording him, taunting him. Then you hear Good ignoring officer orders to exit the vehicle, instead accelerating as this officer is just off the driver's side front bumper.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Those in the Trump administration linked to the video say it proves the officer acted in self-defense, but you've got Minnesota and Minneapolis Democratic leaders disagreeing. Now they're asking the public for any video they may have for their own investigation. President Trump talked about his plans to take over Greenland, told reporters today.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not.
Money News, Michelle Franzen.
Stocks once again looking for new records following a mixed jobs report that still leaves open the possibility of an interest rate cut. The Dow added 237 points. The Nasdaq gained 191. The S&P rose 44. The Labor Department's December report shows 50,000 jobs were added, fewer than expected, but the unemployment rate ticked down to 4.4%. Analysts say it's proof the U.S. job market may be in a low hire, low fire state and could avoid a recession. A separate report suggested sentiment among consumers is strengthening, particularly among lower-income households. Power company Vistra soared 10% after signing a 20-year deal to provide electricity from 3 of its nuclear plants to Meta Platforms. It's one of 3 companies that Meta reached deals with. GM dropped 2.7% after the automaker reported a $6 billion hit to its results for the last 3 months of 2025.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, things seem to be thinning out in some parts of the city, but we're still dealing with crashes. We've got an accident now in a bad place, 24 eastbound at Murfreesboro Pike. That's already backing up eastbound 40 before you get to the eastern split. And it's not making matters any better if you are westbound 40 there at the split. In Antioch, crash Murfreesboro Pike at Old Hickory Boulevard. And in Murfreesboro, still showing a wreck 24 eastbound approaching Joe B. Jackson Parkway, exit 84. Back up here in Nashville by the airport. Accident Bradley Parkway southbound before I-40. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hey, this is Pastor Al, and join us on Super Talk 99.7, Sunday evenings from 7 to 8. We're going to look at the news from a biblical perspective.
Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy, and I want to talk to you for a moment about my recent home purchase. And I'm not belaboring the fact that I bought a home, but to tell you that when I did, there was only one mortgage company that I wanted to work with, and that was Accurate Mortgage. I've been talking to you about Accurate for a long time, and I'm proud to be able to work with Mike and the rest of his team. Such great people, so communicative, and they are focused on you. Unlike the big online lenders, to Accurate Mortgage, your name, they treat you like that. They treat you like family. They certainly did for me. And now the interest rates are going down. I mean, 6% is a possibility. I know because, well, 6% is what I am paying on my mortgage. Thankfully, with Accurate Mortgage, I was able to get that rate, and I don't mind telling you about it. And Accurate Mortgage can help you refinance those rates and get your those high interest bills that you might have accumulated down. Or if you want to do a cash out refi to renovate your current home or pay off high interest credit card debt, you can do that as well. Talk to one of the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage and help you find the right loan solution for you. It's the time, friends. These rates are getting better, and that's a good thing. Accurate Mortgage, NMLS 129944. Rates and terms subject to change. Equal housing lender. Folks, I encourage you to go with the best. Go with Mike and his team at Accurate Mortgage. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's the Matt Murphy Show. Happy to be with you. Lots going on this week. We're trying to decompress and slide on into the weekend in the final few moments of the radio show. Jeff is in Indiana. He wants to talk about this awful shooting, a tragedy, no doubt. Hey, Jeff, how are you?
I'm doing real good, Matt. It's Friday, thank goodness.
Thank goodness it is Friday. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Hey, you know, this woman in Minneapolis that Darwined herself, you know, by doing so many stupid things. What I'd like to talk about, you know, they keep talking about her kid was in you know, going to a charter school. Well, the name of that charter school is the Southside Family Charter School. And from what I can gather, it's basically a bastion of libtard, because they teach wokeness and racism, and I guess, and everything else under the sun. But what disturbs me is that it's federally funded as well.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So why is, you know, if we're going to do stuff like this and everything, well, let's just go ahead and fund all the Christian schools and everything else. You know, if they can teach this woke agenda to all these kids and everything, and I gather that's where she basically joined this group, as far as I know, that you know, that tormented these ICE agents and everything, and tried to do some kind of a stupid protest. But yeah, I think there should be a little bit of looking into this school and everything, and see if it can't pull their federal funding for what they're teaching and everything. And you know, heck, I don't even know. It might even have some Somali ties as well. You know, I don't know if it's a legitimate school or not.
No, I have not done a dive. I know that it was a woke school that her kids were attending, and they were teaching them, you know, this type of nonsensical resistance and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm aware of that. I was not fully aware that, I mean, I was not aware that it was federally funded, but it certainly does not surprise me.
Yeah, it's supposed, from what I see, it's funded by the Minnesota state tax and school tax, and federally funded as well, you know. And if they can federally fund a place like that, then I guess they might as well just go ahead and pay for everything, you know, Islam or Christian schools and everything else. You know, everybody usually has a problem with. So, like I say, if you're going to fund something like that, you can fund everybody.
Well, the world has become a pretty crazy place, Jeff. I'll tell you that. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, I'm looking right now. I just looked up on one of my monitors, and thank you for the call. I'm looking at this Philadelphia sheriff, Rochelle Bilal, or Bilal, B-I or L-A-L, who is the Philadelphia City and County Sheriff. And she referred to ICE agents as fake law enforcement. I mean, just listen. You don't have to pull it up on the I think we're off of the television side, but just listen.
Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the City and County of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good.
Why are these people repeating her? Like, have y'all noticed this with leftists? They say something and they expect you to repeat it. I say her name, Renee Good. Renee, why are you doing that? Renee Good was an activist. Nobody wanted her to die. I don't necessarily want her to die, but I don't understand why the sheriff's acting this way. Oh, but it gets worse.
This should not have happened, but we're here today.
By the way, this lady, if she was a law enforcement officer of any note, if she was not some ridiculous, nonsensical DEI hire to begin with, and I'm not afraid to say it, she would know better. This is based on her language and her actions. Doing that Renee Good crap, that's an activist move. And now saying, oh, this should never have happened. How do you know? Ma'am, you do not have all of the information and the evidence in front of you. So the next time that one of your officers in Philadelphia has to pull their gun and has to exercise the ultimate duty, and that is to protect the citizens of your community by neutralizing a real present danger and threat, do I get to raise my hand and say, this should never have happened? Let's say their names and let's condemn the police. It's so not.
Know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made-up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None.
There are plenty of law enforcement professionals that wear masks, ma'am, for plenty of reasons.
None.
Well, by the way, primarily because leftist activists that, like you seem to be, are willing to dox them, out them, and put them in harm's way and danger beyond the danger that they already experience doing their daily jobs.
Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who say he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there.
What the hell is this woman? Is this an appointed person? Is this an elected position? What the hell is this person talking about?
No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way.
Ma'am, you're talking out of an orifice that is not your mouth. You have no... Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. A moving vehicle can be used as a deadly weapon. Police officers have been run over in the past, ma'am. Who are you here to defend? Are you here to defend the criminal elements in America, or are you here to defend the law enforcement personnel that put on the uniform on a daily basis and put their lives on the line? The only thing it seems to me that you're putting on the line are donuts. I don't normally go there, but good gracious.
Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal.
What? You're not making any sense, man.
No, we don't.
No, you're not.
And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE professional law enforcement.
You know, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Donald Trump did not make them up. They existed before Donald Trump. Why do they exist? Do I need to tell this so-called sheriff this information? My goodness gracious. These are the types of people that are leading law enforcement in these communities. Would you work, if you're in law enforcement, would you work for this lady? I sure as hell wouldn't work for this lady. But she's saying what? That it is impermissible for you to attempt to stop a fleeing suspect, even if that fleeing suspect is attempting to put other lives at harm's way?
I don't call them none of that.
And oh, by the way, are you aware that Immigration and Customs Enforcement is a part of the federal law enforcement agencies that were created by laws that were passed by the Congress of the United States of America and authorized by the executive branch of government, which, oh, by the way, the Supremacy Clause indicates that they most certainly are a real part of law enforcement, and they supersede your nonsense badge?
I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement.
The only...
Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law.
Oh, it's not only legal law, moral law.
So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you.
Oh, she's talking to ICE now. She's telling ICE, we'll bring you the smoke. I look forward to this.
Fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail.
You mean the President of the United States of America, duly elected by the American people? Who the hell are you, lady? Am I being punked? Am I being pranked? This is not real. This is like a Saturday Night Live bit, isn't it? I'm being pranked. I'm being punked. That's what's happening.
Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. But here's the last thing that I will say. law enforcement professionals around the country do their job. And we have been fighting for years to build that bridge between us and our communities. You have one negative nutcase that causes this problem, and now we all have to fight again to let people know law enforcement works with communities. These crimes.
Get this woman out of here. Get out of here. Sorry I even brought her up. I mean, what an absolute buffoon. What are you talking about? The fake law enforcement. How do you even combat this level of stupidity? I should have kept with the urinal talk. Rick wants to talk about urinals. Let's talk about urinals. Rick, good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well, Rick. Thank you for calling.
You was talking about the round urinals. I went to school in Watertown, the elementary school. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth, and this is going to blow your mind. The school, elementary school, was a two-story school. And on the bottom story, in the middle of the hall, we had one of them deals like y'all describing. But guess what we used it for?
What's that?
We used it to wash our hands.
Huh.
And
yeah, I know the hand washers that you're talking about.
Yeah. But y'all got to talking about that. I thought, oh, my God, they may have took this out of another school, which Wilson County used to do that, and it may have been used for a urinal.
Well, maybe so. You never know. I mean, maybe before you washed your hands in it. You don't know.
Yeah, that kind of started to cause me to develop a complex.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I need to get some photographic evidence over the weekend of these circular urinals. This all came up because of the urinal conversation that was born out of nincompoops in the news. And out of that conversation, I asked the question, were these circular urinals a real thing or not? Because I've always heard about them. And folks have said that they are. And now people are saying, well, I understand the hand washing. I know that is a real deal. I don't know about the circular urinals, though. All right, Larry's going to finish it up out of Pulaski. Hey, Larry, what's up?
Yes, sir. I was talking about when I started at school in 49.
Yes, sir.
Our bathrooms were 500 yards from the school. They were made out of wood, big hole in the ground. There were 3 seats and 1 wooden urinal.
And if you didn't watch it, you get a snake on you.
Spider.
Yeah.
I'm scared to go in there. But I just want to tell you that. I hope y'all have a good day. Y'all are very, very good.
Hey, thank you, Larry. I appreciate the telephone call. You're right on target, buddy. Yeah, back in the day, it was a different world back then. I understand it. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have gotten worse. A lot of things have gotten better. TB says you sounded just like Mark. I do a pretty good Mark Levin, my friend. What are you, a dope?
Do the Mr. Producer one. That one's funny.
Mr. Producer. Are you going to screen the telephone? Mr. Producer. What are you, a dope? From the great state of Tennessee, Super Talk 99.7 WGN. Go! Friends, when you're out and about this weekend, avoid the raindrops and get on over to Savory Spice. Restock those wonderful spices that you used up over the holiday season at Savory Spice. It is simply a superior product. Holly and David are local owners. I absolutely love these guys, and I know that you'll love them too. If you've never been, you've got to go. If you have a cook in your life that loves spices and seasonings of an exotic nature or the different types, they've got all manner of different types of salts and of peppers and of different seasonings, taco seasoning, and varieties of flavors and types of foods. And then, of course, they've got the Spice and Easy line that can help you novices in the kitchen put together a delicious meal in no time. It's all at Savory Spice. Great gift-giving ideas there as well. Right off the square in Franklin, Holly and David are great, great partners in Franklin and beyond, and you will love Savory Spice as you walk in and see them. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to the one and only Savory Spice. I love to say, you up your food game by upping your spice game. You up your spice game at the one and only Savory Spice. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, winding down our week together. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for being a part of the radio station. I so love you and value you, and I do appreciate you. I even like Jackson on occasion. Mr. Williams, what do you plan on doing this weekend besides a bunch of nothing?
Football.
Foosball this weekend?
It's already started.
Oh, yeah, it has started. You became distracted about 20 minutes ago, I think. Why is that?
Indiana, Oregon on the TV in here.
Yeah, and what has happened thus far for those away from their televisions? Give them the report.
First play, pick six. Indiana up 7-0. Oregon's driving though. This is gonna be good.
Well, I certainly hope so. A lot of you are like-minded with me, and you do not believe that this lady is actually real. Believe it or not, it is real. Her name is Sheriff Bilal. She is a Philadelphia sheriff. I don't know what that means. but the Philadelphia Sheriff, Rochelle Bilal, said that ICE agents are fake law enforcement and that she would arrest them for enforcing federal immigration law in her jurisdiction. I would love to see her try. It is, yes, I agree with you, 24-15, one of the most asinine speeches I've ever heard. It is not, obviously she's not speaking proper English. Obviously, this woman, I don't know what her credentials are, but I would love to sit down with her and glean her knowledge of law enforcement and her knowledge of the federal government and immigration and customs enforcement. I would love that. But we'll leave that for another day. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you are able to spend time with family and friends. I hope your football team wins. I don't have one in the fight. So, I can say that without reservation or without caveat. Until next time, enjoy your weekend, folks. We're back bright and early on Monday morning with Nashville's Morning News and Dan Mandis. Chris Hand after that, Chad Benson, and before you know it, there's the Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Until then, have a wonderful weekend. Hug your loved ones. So long, everybody.